well, welcome back to another edition of Inside BBI with John and Eric. I'm John McDevitt, and with me, as always, senior editor of Big Blue Interactive, Mr. Eric Kennedy. And Eric, we are in week 2 of the preseason. Neil Hickey's here in the chat room. Everything is all
free.
good.
He's free.
He's all good.
I don't know, Neil, if you saw my apology from Fish Called Wanda, so I hope you saw it. But I didn't mean to block you. I'm glad that you're back. Everything's good.
And I went and apologized to the wrong Neil.
Everything's coming up, Neil. So this is great.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. So before we get started, obviously the game kicks off at 7, but what are you drinking tonight, Eric? What are you starting with?
Same stuff. I'm not even going to tell you because it's the same stuff. Wow. I'm going through my beer right now. You've got something every night.
I'm sorry.
You're being all like cool. I'm being boring.
I'm not trying to be. I've got Back Off War Child Double India IPA ale, so I'm going to go with that. I do have a backup Common House one waiting to go. But anyway, that being said,
I'm gonna get a beer ball from what was it in Utica? It wasn't Genesee. Oh Christ, I can't even think of it. Anyways, the Matt's beer ball from upstate New York. That next time we do this, I'm gonna have a big beer ball here.
Nice.
And then you will know what I will have for the whole week.
Nice. So. There we go. So, all right, let's start real quick. We've heard some things. I think you probably heard even more than I have within the last 15, 20 minutes, whatever, of who's playing, who's not playing. Jalen Hyatt, I've heard, is dressed and was.
Yeah, he looks like he's playing. So the guys that are out that are key. So everyone relax tonight. Don't take this. Dexter sitting out. Tyler Newbin and Deontay Banks are both sitting out. We're down with Trey Hawkins is still hurt with a hamstring. Daniel Bellinger and Chris Manhertz at tight end are out. Malik Neighbors obviously is out. Cam Scadaboo is still out. Daquan Felton is still out. I don't think they're going with Graham Gano. It sounds like our international kicker is going to be Jude is going to be kicking tonight. So again, I wouldn't get too worked up over this. A defense without Dexter is a different defense, and an offense without Malik is a different offense. So I'm not saying to be down. I'm just saying let's take everything with a grain of salt right now. So,
but it does sound like Hyatt's dressed to play. Slayton's playing. Wandell seems like he was taking routes in practice beforehand, so he sounds like he's playing.
Yeah, the Slayton thing to me is interesting. So hopefully he gets in and out because they were being careful with him for a couple of weeks here. So I hope part of me right now is, look, I want to beat the Jets and I want to look good, but part of me is I've got scar tissue from this Jets-Giants rivalry in the preseason. Right. Part of me I'll feel way better when the key guys are out of this game. And so if you tell me that we get killed in this game and no one got hurt, or we dominated this game and we lost a major player, I'll take we get killed any old day. But again, I know that sounds defeatist, but unless you're old like John and I, you didn't see Jason Sehorn go down. You didn't see Zeke Mowat go down in this game. I mean, I'm talking about for the year.
Right.
This game has always been kind of one of those games where you're like, the Jets just take it way too seriously and the Giants don't. And so that's where I am.
The Jets have a few people. Jermaine Johnson, I believe, is out. Obviously, they don't have Tyrod Taylor at backup quarterback, so they'll go from Fields to whoever they're going to throw out there next.
And I just want to interrupt there. Tyrod Taylor, that once again, is hurt. So not a bad player. Would have liked to have kept him, but one of the things was whenever he played, he got hurt. And this is even pre-Giant. So, I'm going to throw this out there again, and I'm not the only one doing it now. Ryan Dunleavy brought it up. The Jets, I think you brought it up the other day. Jets need a quarterback, maybe.
It could be.
And Tommy DeVito may not. Tommy DeVito could keep his New York thing going, New Jersey thing going, if they need a quarterback. Anyways, I just throw that out there.
It's an interesting. While we're waiting for this to go and kick off and everything, I watched a little bit of the Eagles-Browns game today, and the Eagles are taking preseason way differently than the Giants are.
Oh, what are they doing? I haven't paid attention to them at all.
For this game, they didn't. I don't think any of their starters, or very, very, very few of them, played in the game at all.
Okay.
So they were second team. I saw Azeez Ojulari get good pressure on one play, got a really good hit. He also did not maintain containment and allow a guy just go run right past him because he wasn't paying attention. Adoree Jackson was on the field. Both Azeez Ojulari and Adoree Jackson were on the field for the Eagles at the same time. The Browns were interesting a little bit with what they did. They started Dylan Gabriel started at quarterback. He looked okay early on, then threw a pick six. So it's interesting to see how some teams are handling this. I watched maybe about 2 or 3 series of the Raiders 49ers game this afternoon, and the Raiders played their starters. Their starters were in. They were kind of taking it for real. The 49ers played a number of their starters. So it seems to depend on teams right now, but a lot of them have gone to starters played last week.
Mm-hmm.
3 starters are playing more this week. So we'll see what the Giants do and for how long they do it.
Well, the mouthpiece for the organization is Paul Schwartz, and he was out tweeting today that the Giants know they started off slow, so they'll play their starters. So I think we're going to see our starters. There was a question here from, well, it's so nice to have Neil back. Neil, I don't feel so guilty anymore. We covered this in the last 2 podcasts, but you were blocked. So I'm not telling you. No, your guess is as good as ours. I was speculating that they would have him out for the starters out for 2 or 3 drives, and that might be a quarter. But I'm just guessing. I don't know how John feels, how we ended up with John's opinion on that. But my guess, we'll see them 2 or 3 drives, depending on how those drives go. Like if they have a really long drive that lasts the whole first quarter, that might be it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Russell Wilson. I mean, quite frankly, I think they want to see Jackson Dart. I watched a little bit over between Friday night and today. I can't remember if it was late last night or early this morning. Do you ever see the behind the scenes video that was done about Jackson Dart for Jackson Dart? So it wasn't a Giants video. For the draft piece.
Yeah,
it was a
we'll
couple
talk about it.
Yeah, there was a couple of interesting pieces in there that I missed before. So in the Senior Bowl, right, they talked about how they like to see him throwing and acclimating with guys that he hadn't played with before.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that a number of highlights had him throwing the ball to Fedoni?
No, I did not. I didn't know until after the fact that Joe Judge was in that party room, though. I think I mentioned to that.
You did say that. I hadn't seen that before. Yeah.
No, I did not know that with Fedoni. So Fedoni's got a chance to do some stuff tonight because Bellinger and Manhertz are out, so that leaves more snaps for him tonight too. So I think we'll see Dulcich obviously first, but I would think that we'd see a lot of Fedoni in the second half of this game.
Was Bellinger banged up during the week? I
remember. Didn't see that. And I will tell you this. I don't normally do this, but those are one of those things where now I'm thinking, is there a trade? And I don't want to sound like Milton on BBI right now, but I'm thinking if he probably maybe got banged up, but he wasn't banged up as far as I know this week. And we're too heavy at tight end. So is that one of those deals where they don't want him getting dinged up because they're talking to somebody? I'm going to sound like Milton on this one. That's probably Occam's razor.
Well, if you're this close, right? Like if you're even, and you're like trying to decide, is it Dulcich? Is it Bellinger? Is it Fedoni? Is it Bellinger? Whatever it might be, right? And maybe Manhertz is separate of that. He's a different entity at the moment,
right?
You don't want to risk him getting hurt because you don't want to put him on IR. But you don't really need to see him play. You need to know if these other guys are going to make it or not.
Right.
And that could also be part of it. It might not be trade per se as much as we need to see these other guys. And if they can show us enough, we don't want to risk Bellinger getting hurt and we have to throw him on IR.
It's not going to make Daniel feel too good, though. Hey, we want to look at these other guys. Take us again. I don't know.
Right. It was total speculation.
Don't know. So we don't know. Again, we don't, like John said yesterday, and I thought he made a very good case that when you don't talk about injuries, you invite speculation. John made a very eloquent.
Oh, thank you.
You did. You made it. Again, we get it. We understand there is a need to not advertise.
Oh God.
What?
We did start.
Wait, the game's not on my thing yet. How are you guys so far ahead of me?
I'm on the app. The Giants just kicked off, and the Jets brought it out to about the 41-yard line, I believe.
Okay. Somehow I am not. All right. Well,
by the way, it was a very short.
I work on this.
It was a very short kick for our kickoff kind of specialist guy. That was not a good kickoff.
You're on the. You're going through
NFL Plus. NFL Plus,
right?
Yep.
Why is my game? It just says it's coming up.
I had to click out of it and go back into it to get it to do that.
Let me do this. I'll do that. Okay.
All right. I'd like
You
to
keep us up to. I'm
get
using you to keep me up to date because right now it's not on.
All right. So I can definitely tell you I saw Okereke's on the field, Flott's on the field. They're kind of zoomed in on the Jets huddle, so it's a little hard to tell.
This worked great last time. What's going on? All right. Go on.
And it hit the stream one. Like I had
Yeah,
to get out of it.
I exited
It
out
kept
of
playing
it.
that stupid preview thing over and over and over again.
Jets at 46, 49. Stop. Remember, Neil's our good luck charm too. Neil, you have to use your mojo here.
All right.
All right.
So
That's why I didn't want to accidentally
right,
block.
so Thibodeau, Chapman, Roches, Burns, Okereke, McFadden, Phillips, Adebo, Belton, Holland, and Cordell Flott are our starting defense. So we basically have nobody up front that we. I mean,
here
you're
we go.
talking Chapman
Okay.
Chapman and Nunez, Roches are starting.
Okay, I got it now. You're right, John. Thanks for telling me to exit in and exit out. That's dumb, but that's what
it is dumb. It was really stupid.
Okay. Good picture though. Damn. Okay.
But like you said, right? Like again, we're not going to worry about too much. Dexter's not in there. We're not playing. Oh, nice stop.
Was that Nunez Roches? He didn't get it, right?
He didn't. He looks really short.
I can't tell from the same.
They were on the 49, and he may have gotten to the 48. May have gotten to the 48.
Oh, they're going to do that virtual measurement stuff. Well, it's close.
It's close.
Might have gotten it.
It's close. We're going to speed things up by taking 25 minutes to get the electronic eye to tell us if the ball was short or not. You would think with technology today, like they could just zoom in on, like just put like some kind of GPS tracker in the ball and just like, like let's go. You know, I heard Jackson Dart in an interview talking about the footballs, right? The difference between college football and the NFL and the actual balls themselves. Right. And one thing that he liked about the balls in the NFL versus college has that big white strip across the top. And he goes, when you throw kind of something that's really wobbly, it shows up really badly with the strip. He goes, in the NFL, you can't really tell.
I missed it. They got it?
As far as I'm concerned, we haven't seen the electronic eye do it. Here we go. Virtual measurement is
Jennifer's ahead of us.
Came up an inch short. Or if you're an exaggerator, you're about 7 or 8 inches short.
Oh, come on, guys. This would be so cool, but it's just an inch. Come on, stop them here. This is where you miss Dexter, This is where it'd be nice to have Dexter in there.
You look at Burns looks like he's bulked up a little bit. He looks a little thicker than last year.
What do you think? They're just going to quarterback sneak it here, right?
I mean, I would, but they're not.
No,
they got it, though.
Okay, so we got Flott out there, like you said. Chapman's out there. So that's interesting. Chapman's out there. So you got Nunez, Roches, and so it's not Roy Robertson, Harris. Chapman's out there.
Which, if you're really looking at it, does that mean that Harris kind of is really cemented the second spot and they want to see?
Maybe, I don't know. Right? Is he still out there, or is that true? So I see Nunez Roches.
Yeah, 94 is
still out there?
Yeah, he's still out there.
Okay. Looks like a 3-man front, though, a 3-down lineman.
Well, you got Thibodeau's playing with a hand down, and so is Burns. Burns burned the right tackle. Absolutely burned him. Maybe I had him backwards. Maybe I had him on the wrong side. Was that Thibodeau or Burns?
That was Thibodeau.
Oh, that was Thibodeau's from that side. Oh man, he just absolutely that right tackle jumped.
Well, it'd be something if Thibodeau has a breakout year too.
Is 95? Is that Jordan Riley?
Yes.
So he's on the field right now, not Chapman.
Interesting. Whoa.
Bad snap. That's going nowhere.
Awesome. And again, Neil's ahead of us again. Neil, I like it though because Neil's like a good luck charm. Jennifer's ahead of us too.
Welcome aboard, Jennifer. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. So welcome aboard. Cordell Flott's going to be interesting to watch, right? If for some reason they want to see him, kind of similar to the way Banks, then he may play well into the second and third quarters.
Right, but you know what? I'm so afraid of him getting hurt again too. I mean,
That's
he's like a little bit of a China doll. I hate
that's
using old
good
BBI
point.
expression, but he gets hurt a lot. So I agree with you. I'm. Ooh, all right, okay,
That was a day
good
where
coverage.
you're not
See,
getting out of balls.
if I'm the opponent, I'm throwing away from a Debo into the other corner. But great,
So
awesome. All right, cool.
I
They gave up the kick return, which I missed.
I had a few minutes earlier this afternoon talking to my neighbor who's a big Washington fan. And he comes up to me, he's like, "Man, we're getting close, right?" And I said, "Yeah, we're getting close." He goes, "I don't know, man. I'm a little worried about playing your defense. Everybody's talking about how great they're going to be."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, well, let's just worry about it till we get on the field. Like, let's not worry about that just yet."
Oh, crap. Okay.
You know what
Crap.
though? I want to see that. I want to see be backed up a little bit. Let's see what this offensive line can do. So it is going to be Wilson coming out. Ooh, you might want to look at that. His foot was in the end zone when he hit the ball.
All right. That's good. That's good. I want to get out of the first quarter.
Yeah,
I know I sound a little like,
I agree with
don't
Jennifer.
get hurt, but this one's the one that always, going back to when I was a teenager. The first one was Mowat. I just remember how great Mowat was in the 84 season and thinking, oh my goodness, he's going to be such a stud. And we lose him in that game. Now, thank God we had a rookie, a fourth round draft pick out of Notre Dame by the name of Mark Bavaro, but that was devastating at the time.
It's really funny if you think about just kind of like I don't want to say 6 degrees of separation. That's not the accurate term, but razor thin of what happened versus what could have happened. I put that up there already.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I'm wearing my Malik Neighbors jersey, so there we go. Injuries like that, right? That separates careers sometimes. And Bavaro really came on because the Giants would have eventually moved, but Mowat was legit Pro Bowl
he was
potential
legit
player.
Yeah. Before that injury, he was like becoming an impact football player for them.
Absolutely, and to that's how Bavaro comes on board, changes the whole narrative there. It's one of those things like we look back like George Adams, right? If George Adams doesn't hurt his hip in training camp one year, what does his career? Because his 85 rookie year, he had a lot of catches, a lot of yards in the passing game. He was doing pretty well in the running game, but he injures his hip and his career really never goes.
One of my favorite plays, they ended up losing that game, was when there was an all-out blitz by Dallas. All-out blitz.
Yes, 85. Yes.
And it was 3rd and 10 or 3rd and long, and Sims hit Adams. And he went 70 yards and he outrun everybody, including the defensive backs. It was awesome. And that was a heartbreaking loss to Dallas because that was a big comeback and the crowd was going crazy. And I agree. I think Adams was a good player, and like you said, he got hurt and it went downhill from there. But there are times people bring up George Adams as a bust. I don't consider him in that category because I think pre-injury I don't think he was a bust.
I don't think he didn't play long enough to say. Based on his injury, that really changed his whole career.
Yeah,
it's not like he had 3 or 4 years and they were and then he got hurt.
Right,
he got hurt his second year.
Yeah. And so, the other guy that was kind of funny is there was a year that he looked really good. Like he was coming on was Gerard Bunch.
Oh, absolutely.
He looked like he was going to be a stud. He was averaging 5 yards a carry.
Was that 92 or 93?
Oh, it was in that area. It was in that time period. I think it was 92. I think it was before Reeves got there. Here we go.
No, so we got JMS, Van Roten, and I think Illuminor at right tackle. Runyon, and I'm assuming Hudson at left tackle. I can't see him yet.
This is hard because I want to talk, but I want to see what's going on too.
Bo Collins is in the starting lineup. Dulcich is in the starting lineup.
Okay, here we go. So it's Hudson, Runyon, Schmitz, Van Roten, Illuminor, Theo Johnson, Slayton is in there. Jordan. Well, like you said, this isn't accurate because Bo Collins is already in there.
Yeah, and Dulcich was on. 89 was already on the field.
So that's not accurate.
Jalen Hyatt, I believe, just came into the game.
Oh, okay. Well, he pulled his hamstring.
Jesus Christ. He's jogging to the huddle.
All right, let's see. Let's go.
He's down in the bottom right.
What's funny is people in chat are ahead of us again, probably. Again, we're getting this. We're having the
nice.
John and I are having the stream, so you guys are getting a little. Ooh, that's good run. Good run. All
Neil,
right.
don't say that.
All right. Right up the middle. What?
Is that true?
What?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to. It's just I want to surprise us. Let's just see. Just don't say who it is, though. I haven't seen. We haven't seen that play. Oh, are you shitting me? Okay, you're gonna like this play. I think.
Is it Bo Collins?
I think so. I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna reach out to his parents.
Are we gonna see a moon ball here?
I gotta reach out to his parents. We gotta get him on board.
Moon ball? You guys are ahead of us. Come to be inside BBI, and you tell us what the hell's going on.
Oh man.
80 yards.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
he's going deep.
I'm gonna enjoy this. Oh, there's
yes!
Oh, you got me shitting me.
Oh, did he get in?
Oh, did he get in? Did he get in?
No, they're calling him down. He called him down at the 1.
Oh,
1 yard line.
Give it to him.
Oh, that is awesome.
That's awesome.
Wait a minute. Hold up. I thought you're not allowed to throw it more than 15 yards. Pretty sure that's been the rule for the last 8 years.
Wait, what does mean? No what? No,
I didn't get in.
Oh.
It's at the 1, maybe the 2. No touchdown.
That's a good call. I just wanted him to get a score.
I'd like to see a fake and a throw, but we're gonna run it.
Well, we need to work on the run game.
True. And quite frankly, in tough yardage situations like this, Tracy's got to prove he can hold the ball.
Oh, come on. Yes, he does. Come on, get in there.
You know what, though? Put Evan Neal on the field, even as a third tight end. Get me some big-time blocking. Wait. I know you want to see guys, but this is your starting O-line.
We scored because people are telling us.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what, you guys? You're making my heart rate much lower. You're keeping Eric alive.
You're bringing it down.
This is a good way for me to watch a game because now I can enjoy it better.
And I'll looking at this, what are your thoughts?
Wait, let me see this play. Wait a minute.
It looks like Tracy. Is that Tracy?
It's Singletary, isn't it?
Oh, it's Singletary. You're right. It was Singletary. What are your thoughts now, though? Right? You took him over at the 7. You go all the way down the field and score. You get the moon ball that you want, the deep throw.
I'd bring him out again. You'd bring
him out for another series?
Yeah, but he might not. But I don't want to do a Daniel Jones here. Remember the 2023 preseason? Oh, we went down the field, scored. That's
true,
it.
But he didn't even play in the week before, which Wilson did.
I know, and I get it. And if someone gets hurt, I'm going to be regretting this. But I think I'd bring him out one more time.
Because I'm with you. I think it's too early. Like you're 6 minutes into the first quarter, and you really did. I would suspect that they probably have a number of plays that they would like to see first, more so than actual series. And
that was ugly.
Ugh. You didn't have that many plays, so.
Okay, Bo Collins. All right, this is awesome. Wait, I got to watch this replay.
That's
that's awesome.
Okay, and he throws away from the safety. He didn't just lob it up there where the coverage was. He still led the receiver. Awesome. Love it.
So you're telling me he didn't have to wait on the ball?
He didn't have to, in the past, we would go down and yell fair catch, but you can't do that on passing plays.
Oh man! All right, that's good. All right, Eric's happy. I'm happy, happy. Giants winning. I talked to. I've said this. I've told you this before, but I talked to a guy years ago that worked on the DC police department. It was at a party in DC and it was in the summer, but we were talking football because what else am I going to talk about? Well, he told me that their domestic violence calls go through the roof when the Redskins at the time, Redskins lose. Wow. So he was basically saying, and he said, it's always been the case. And he said, it shows you how crazy it is that people's mood changes depending on whether their football team wins or loses. And again, I'm not endorsing domestic violence here. I'm just saying, but it shows you like when your team wins, and you see this on BBI all the time. When the Giants win, people are like, hey, this is happy. Everyone's happy. But if they lose, everyone's bitching and moaning, and it's just strange at how we all like react to things like that. It's a little sad in a way, I guess.
And yet in Philadelphia, the stats stay the same no matter what.
Yeah.
Take that anyway. Take that any way you want to.
My kids didn't believe me when I told them that, and I assume the new stadium does, but my kids didn't believe me when I told them that they used to have a jail
Oh,
at,
yeah.
at the vet. They didn't believe me. I said, they have it. Look it up. So they don't trust Dad. They trust the internet. So,
well, yeah.
Fortunately. By the way, my daughter just had to take her back to school today. That was my fun day. It was moving day. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That was today.
Yeah.
I've got one heading off to Dickinson College in another week or so. Yeah, she's going for pre-law. So there we go. There we go.
Cool.
All
All
right.
right. So everyone's probably still ahead of us. What I have right now is the Giants sidelines with Winston talking to Wilson and Dart. That's what I've got right now.
Yep.
It's back to school time here. All right, let's stop the kickoff.
Not just a jail. Oh. D-Hoss, the entire stadium is a jail.
Did you see who made the first contact on the kickoff?
Are you ahead of me? I'm just getting the kickoff.
Okay. I got to pull up my roster.
Oh my God. Yeah. Do we have a backup kicker for the game? Because if they're not going to play, man, you guys are way ahead of me now. What happened? Like, I'm going along. We're all in the same now. Neil is posting the next play. I just got the kickoff. You're like, Luke made first contact. I'm like, I don't know. They haven't kicked off yet.
Oh, they're showing a Collins play again. That's so cool.
That was nice. That was nice.
I'm trying to see who's in there now too. It looks like Nunez, Rocha still, and Chapman. Oh, good job.
I'll say too on that pass. By the way, we can say whether Wilson's on the backside of his career or not. Mm-hmm. That ball was in the air for quite a ways.
That was a good. That was a long throw. That was a long throw. I'm pulling up my roster because I know we're not there yet, but I'm going to need numbers in a second here when we get into the.
I'm telling you, I am full on. I'm gonna steal the line from somebody else. I'm in full bloom love with our defense. This makes me feel like defenses of old. Like we can be excited about it. I'm just saying we can be excited about it. You know what I mean? Like before, it was so bland. There was even coming in, even with Wink.
Oh, there's Roy Robertson Harris, right?
I'm trying to see who's
I got that wrong before. Roy Robertson Harris is 95, not Jordan Riley. I got that.
Okay,
wrong.
So Harris is the guy.
Jordan Riley's 99. Okay. I think they switched number. Didn't he used to be 9? I don't know. All right. I hope someone corrected me earlier. You probably did in chat when I give the wrong number.
Apparently I spoke too soon, so something must happen here.
Oh.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I haven't seen the play yet, but I see what you're saying.
Oh crap! And it was a run.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it too much, though. We've switched guys out in the middle, and it's
we got a lot of starters out there.
No, that's true, but I mean that's a standard passing play, and the Jets went all babyish and ran it, and
that's true.
They're not going to try to throw it.
They went all babyish.
I don't understand why a lot of people keep picking the Jets as possibly being the most improved or potentially improved team. Justin Fields is not exact. I mean, he split time last year with Wilson. I mean, come on.
Is that Nunez? I couldn't see 93.
We've gone 3. We just jumped off sides.
Yeah.
We've got 3 down linemen though, and then Thibodeau on a plane outside.
See, I knew you shouldn't have opened your mouth. Yeah, you should wait till the game's near an end.
Well, I still love our defense. I'm not worried about this game per se.
Remember, superstitious Eric.
Well, I know, but you keep talking about it. Every time you talk about injuries, I cringe. I'm like, don't even say it. I'm like, don't say it.
Hey, when I don't talk about them, they get hurt. So I'm going to go the reverse. I'm going to do a Costanza here. I'm going to do the opposite now. All right, that's
projects
good.
Must become players. Good. Chapman and Azudu. I think Azudu has shown quite a bit. This game will be very telling when he gets in. Where we're at with him. All right, there we go. That was a nice run defense.
Yeah, it was.
There's our boy. There's Carter.
Yep. And Kayvon actually did a good job of making sure Fields didn't have the ball there. He was looking.
Oh, come on, Adebo, of course.
Wait, are you ahead of me now?
No, I'm reading what Paul said. He goes, love. Which corner do you love? Adebo. That dude can play. I know what you're trying to do, and I'm not getting baited into it.
He likes Art Green or Art Art Green.
Is it Art Green? Yeah.
Yeah, Art Green.
For some reason I keep thinking Art Green. Is he a basketball player?
All right, let's get off the field here. Come on, guys. I think we're caught up because I don't see Neil telling us what's happening early now. Except my chat is frozen.
He doesn't have a bum leg. What are you talking about, dude? Come on. Come on. You're killing me, man, Paul. Adebo doesn't have a bum leg. He's back playing. Oh, they gave up first down.
Well, they're running on us, yes. Yeah. But there have been plays where they haven't been. So this has been a little bit hit or miss. The third, I do kind of agree with John a little bit. They did kind of wuss out on that 3rd and 8 or whatever it was. But they're going to see that this year.
How many passes have they thrown?
Get them! God damn it!
How many passes have they thrown? 2?
I don't know.
Well, they are passing this.
This is what they were doing in the joint practices. They couldn't run the ball, and Fields was the guy that was running for yardage.
So this is
their practice for them.
This is their second series. I believe they've thrown 2 passes. Maybe 3 with the one that lost a bunch of yards.
I remember there was one throw at Adebo that he broke up, but I heard Adebo's got a bum leg.
Yeah, I heard that. That just doesn't seem accurate. I think you've thrown 3 passes so far.
Well, they are running against us now. This is they got to clean this up. This is, in a way, this is good for them, though. They're going to stop reading your press clippings. They got to stop the run.
So DJ Davidson and Chapman were in on that one. That's not exactly the duo that I want in the middle. That was that. You know what? That was good call by Donald. McFadden missed that tackle. He actually took himself, and he took the lineman in front of him out of the play.
This is where they missed Dexter too. But somebody else needs to give Dexter a break. I want to see Chapman do something because Chapman hasn't been doing anything.
What are your thoughts on Chapman? Right, he's small, he's undersized, he can play with quickness.
I'm rooting for him, and he's unbelievably. They say he's the strongest guy on the team, but last week he didn't do anything. At least when I rewatched that game, he wasn't doing anything. And again, I have to rewatch this game too because I'm talking, I'm reading comments, I'm talking to you, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the screen. So I don't want to say something and regret it and go back and see it. But, I certainly last week I wasn't that impressed with him.
When you say for a guy like him, a 4-man D line would be far more better for his skill set, his quickness, his strength.
Oh, sure.
When you're doing that 2 set, the 2 big linemen, and you're one of the big, that's not good.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. But they clearly, well, I shouldn't say clearly. They think highly of him because he's high up in the rotation. He was high up in the rotation last week, and he was out there early. He was out there earlier this week than he was last week.
I would like to see. I'd like to see Okereke get off the field. We don't need him getting hurt. He had a bad back last year.
I've got 3rd and 2 here. What do you got?
3rd and 2.
Okay,
but it looks like already some people are way ahead of us.
Oh, there's a good play by the Flot.
You're ahead of me.
That's a good play. Okay, that's a good play. He's been making when they said when he was healthy earlier in camp, he was one of the ones that was getting his hands on the ball.
Love it.
Okay, that was a good play.
You got to break on those in breaks. You've got to be able to come across to play the ball, or all you're doing is giving up the catch in the first down. Over the top. That's beautiful.
They are going. People are coming back to start round 2. No.
Listen. As far as this goes, here's what I'd like to see. If the Giants do the same thing they did to Banks, Flott should play a lot. But Eric already said something that I think is also important: is he gets hurt a lot. But quite frankly, if you're going to get hurt just playing an extra quarter here, then you're not going to make it in the regular season. They got to decide. They need to know who's going to be corner 2. That's a beautiful play. And let's also be honest about this. That was on the Jets' number 1 wide receiver. That was against Garrett Wilson.
Was it?
Yes.
That I missed.
Yes.
Okay, that I missed. That's good. That's really good news. Okay. That's really good news. I have to rewatch that then.
I don't know that I'm going to throw this one up here. I don't know that I'm going to overreact to the running defense at the moment that much, just because the middle of the Giants defense, they've kind of changed it out a little bit right now. They're, Dexter's not in there. You're kind of playing some other guys. I also don't know what they're trying to do, right? The Jets clearly on a third
Stop
and
the
long.
run. They're trying to.
Well, I mean, they're playing very vanilla based stuff. They're not really doing anything special. And I think they want to see these defensive tackles and what they're doing. But that combo of Chapman and Nunes Roches, if you're playing those two together in a game, something really bad has happened to our overall defense. That's not the combo of two guys that you want.
Nunes Roches is our backup to Dexter. I think that's pretty clear right now. So again, part of this is Dexter not being there, but I do agree with Donald in this sense that Dexter needs to take breaks, and the guys that are out there need to do the job. I agree with John that the first third and long play was they caught the Giants. That wasn't. That was more mental than I think physical on that play. But I think the Giants are going to see a lot of that because I think we're going to see a lot of things against the Giants this year. Screens, draw plays, and then, running plays on third down when you expect them to throw, because I think people are going to want to stay away from those situations. We better get really good at defending the screen passes this year, because if I'm playing the Giants, I'm throwing a lot of screens on them. The good news is we might be able to rush 4 and play everyone else back, and then that's hard to do a screen game on. So, but Donald, I do agree with you. As that drive went longer, they were running the ball on us. So I would have liked to have seen them not do that. So.
And I agree with that. But Donald, I'm going to go back and say this again. Nunes Roches is the backup nose tackle. You generally wouldn't have Chapman be playing next to him next. Roy Robert Harrison would be the guy there. Probably a DJ Davidson, especially on early downs. You're going to get bigger size. We're not going to play Chapman. He's a guy you want to come in. I think they want to see what he can do, but he's not going to be your down in, down out kind of guy that would play next to the nose often. He's too small. It's just never going to work in our defensive set. But I think they're trying to see some of these guys. What did you think of one of the posts? Was it Dan Duggan that said maybe look at who some of the returners are and if there's a chance that they might be able to kind of challenge Smith Marset? And I was like, it seemed to me that Smith Marset pretty much has that kind of locked up.
I didn't see that, but did Dan know something? I don't know.
Well, he was just saying, just keep an eye on it. He didn't say it like it was absolute. He said, keep an eye on that. And the two guys he gave was like Montreal Washington, Gunnar Olszewski. Those two guys, he said, watch those to see if they can be penalty. We are bringing Russell Wilson back out. Van Roten's still a guard. I really want to see
the penalty. I didn't get.
I'm not up there yet. I'm in the huddle.
All right, listen to see if you can. Anyone in chat, can you tell us who the penalty was on? It was a false start. I didn't see who it was on. They're showing
Illuminor. You see the Illuminor or the tight end on his side? But I thought it was Illuminor that kind of lunged for, but it might have been the tight end. Oh, they went with 64? Boy, that sure looked like 64 is not even on that side of the field. There's not even a 64 on the field. So it had to be.
Maybe they were calling on.
No, there is. No, there isn't. Who the hell? I thought it was Illuminor that moved, but whatever.
Theo. People are saying Theo. Yeah, that would make sense. So it was Theo Johnson.
Dulcich is getting a lot of playing time early.
Neil is just dropping little hints, but without telling me what's going. I know who to watch now.
Did you say little hint just because he said Wandale?
No, but it worked out that way.
Bo Collins is still out there.
I hate starting a drive with a penalty like that, though. That usually stalls drives. I hate that.
Collins gives some size too. He's like what, 6'2"?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
I was saying Collins gives us a little size at wide receiver. He's like 6'2".
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Wandale, he made the catch in traffic as normal, but then didn't go anywhere.
Oh, that was a nice play by the defensive back. That ball hung a little.
I think Dart's. It sure looks like Dart might be coming in next. He's kind of he's pacing in a way that.
Oh, he's got to catch that. He's got to catch that. I thought the defensive back knocked it away. He's got to catch that.
Yeah. That is the thing that I think a lot of people, when they talk about Wan'Dale, that's what bothers them. Like you gotta catch that ball.
That. Jamie Gillen's directional punting has gotten better. Oh, get him, son of a bitch.
I will say the defensive back made a nice play, but Wan'Dale was dropping that ball regardless. It was already coming out of his hands before he even got hit.
That was a mini moon ball. I do think that Wan'Dale should have caught that, but I do have some comments like Neil said here. I thought that ball hung a little bit. That's a case where if you've got a stronger arm too, I think that doesn't mean I don't know if that helped Wan'Dale's hands, but it certainly wouldn't be as contested as it was. But he's got to catch that. I'm not putting that in the quarterback. I'm just saying the ball did hang a little.
Yeah, Leon, I get it. I mean, I still think he has a very big role here, but it's a legitimate question. Are the Giants going to think that at the end of this year in terms of having to pay him? Like if they want to give him another contract, are they going to do it? He's also a guy who's had an ACL before, so you're going to factor that in long term for this guy. I don't know. I like what he brings to the table. I'm with Eric on that one. The pass could have been a little better, but you still got to catch it.
Yeah, I saw it's both. I agree with people in comments that are saying that the ball was a little late or it wasn't there, and maybe that makes it easier for him, but he's also got to catch it. So it's important. And like we're going to be honest about this. It's a really important year for Wan'Dale. It's a contract year, and he has the quarterbacks now, and he's got to make plays like that. But this is preseason. This is why you do it. Here's the question. Do you still bring the starting offense back out now?
I would put Dart in. Master, I disagree. Go back and look at the play. He already started to drop it. He was dropping it before the DB came across it. It's fine. It was kind of bang, bang. But if you watch it, he was dropping it before the DB.
My original reaction was the DB slapped it out, and the replay, it looked, and again, I got to watch it again, but it looked like it hit him in the hands.
Yeah, it was coming in, and then the DB hit it. Yeah.
But again, if the ball's there a little quicker, is it a clean catch at that
Correct me if I'm wrong, but okay, that's fine. When we see the replay again, Master, we can debate it up and down. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal, but he definitely did not secure the catch. Wasn't some of the
you got to read comments, watch TV, and talk.
I know I'm doing everything. I'm like, wasn't some of the
I'm drinking on top of that?
Wasn't some of the knock on Russell Wilson? It's not the fact that he can throw the deep ball, but is the deep outs on either side?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I think that
there's a reason why he lasted as long as he did in the draft. It was his height, and it was like he didn't have the measurables in terms of arm strength and all that.
Thank you, Neil.
He's a gamer. So yeah, that's.
But so you go back and look if we get a close up, and I hope they show it. He's dropping the ball before the DB hits it. I know a great play by the DB. Don't get me wrong.
They're showing it here, so let me see again.
It's kind of from a deeper perspective. It's
if that ball is there sooner, that's an easier catch. I agree with that. I can't see it from that angle. I'm gonna have to rewatch it, guys. I thought originally the defensive back caused that. I still think the defensive back made it more difficult.
Correct. It finished it off.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm okay with them taking Thibodeau out here pretty soon too. We don't need to leave these guys in, especially now that the Jets have pulled Fields.
Yeah, this is the part again. This is where I've got mixed emotions because I run the site and I don't like dealing with people getting mad after a preseason loss, but I just don't like losing players more. So it does get to the point where I'm like, I feel better when certain people like I see Abdul Carter out there and I want him to make a play, but I feel a lot better once his night's over in a good way.
And if he has a really quiet night tonight, does that bother you? Because it doesn't mean. In fact, I kind of want it to be that way. I'm like, we know what you can do.
Yeah, I don't want them scheming him. I don't want them.
Right.
I'm like, let's say that for Washington. Let's say that for Dallas.
They did a pretty good job of not tipping their hand on some stuff because I don't remember seeing Carter on the field with Burns and Thibodeau in this game at all. The three of them were not on the field together as far as I saw.
Yeah. I think they're playing their starters, but again, I have to go back and look at it, but looks pretty vanilla to me so far. they're not doing a lot of fancy stuff right now. Yeah, Andrew. I'm kind of getting to that point right now. I feel like they've worked up a sweat and they've got some things to work on, so they can kind of go back and say, "Hey, you guys want to be elite? You need to clean up this stuff against the run. You can't be all on Dexter Lawrence. You know what, Russ? You got to throw a quicker. Your passes got to get there sooner, and Wando, you got to catch it. They got stuff to. What are you laughing at?
He said, "Don't
No,
buy a Carter jersey for a while." Agreed. I will not. I'm not going to jinx it. I've learned my lesson.
Yeah. No, he's not playing. There's a lot of Giants not playing tonight. Dexter's not in there. Tyler Nubin's not in there. Deontay Banks is not in there. Trey Hawkins is not in there. Who am I forgetting on defense? Let me look real quick if I've still got it open. Kayvon Wallace, the safety. Tyler Nubin, Hawkins, Deontay Banks. Demetrius Flanagan Foles, Dexter Lawrence, Bellinger's out, Manhurts is out, Malik Neighbors, Scadaboo, Daquan Felton, Graham Gano. They're all taking the night off so far. When the game book comes out at the end of the game, I always post who actually didn't play too, because they never got to them. So they played pretty much everybody who wasn't hurt last week. It'll be interesting to see who doesn't play, because maybe they didn't get to them tonight. So
I do think the second into maybe the beginning of the third quarter is going to be pretty telling on what the Giants think about some guys or where they're at. Jalen Hyatt's got to play. We don't know why he didn't play last week or whatever.
I would play him, and I would play him a lot tonight, wouldn't you?
Agreed. Yeah. Play it till the wheels come off. You got to prove you can make it. Evan Neal's got to get time at right guard. There's no reason to put Van Roten back out there.
Wait a minute. I completely had a brain fart on that. Has Evan Neal been on the field?
Not that I've seen so far.
Okay, I haven't even been paying attention to that. I don't even know why it was. Oh, there was nice swim move by.
They just gave a wide open pass there.
Nunez Roches had a nice swim move, but he didn't have the athleticism to get through. Who's the quarterback for the Jets right now?
Martinez. Is he the quarterback from Florida State? Who blew his knee up?
That I don't know. He's tiny. McFadden's still in there. Nunez Roches is still in there. Yeah, I would start getting people out, though. I know they've got looks like they're starting to make switches in the secondary, though.
There's a flag. There's a flag. Yeah, you're right. Corey Black is in there. Corey Black's on the field.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who. Art Green's in there too. So they're making changes in the secondary right now. So keep that in mind as the Jets pass the ball right now. It looks like the Giants have switched out their defensive backs.
Okay, so let me ask you, I'm not being an ass about it in any way whatsoever. Do you make anything of the fact that Banks played an S-ton in game one and they've already pulled Flott out and we're only in the start of the second quarter? Especially after Flott didn't play at all the week before.
You could make that statement, but you could also say that Flott's coming off an injury, like I said, and they don't want to risk it. So I don't know. But I clearly wanted to get Deontay Banks work. And I said that at the time. I do appreciate the all 22 film that Villado put together on Banks, because he looked pretty good covering in that game. But clearly they played him a long time in that game. As I said earlier tonight, I would not have played Flott a lot in this game, because I'm just nervous about him. He just doesn't. He tends to get hurt a lot. Oh, come on, stop that.
I wonder if they saw what they wanted to see on that. He was in on a run play. He defensed Garrett Wilson.
I'd like to see Corey Black, because Corey Black didn't play in the opener.
Right,
he's out there now. So I hope Corey Black does well tonight.
I do find it interesting that Kayvon is still on the field, though. Like I kind of be okay with getting him off the field.
Yeah, this is my concern. Is I like him, and I've said, I keep sounding a broken record. Every time he makes starts to come on, he gets hurt. And I know, and the coaches have talked about that. Henderson, who's been since fired, talked about that last year. Ooh.
We got some major. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. If Phillips only.
That was dangerous.
If he had any idea that ball was going to be off target.
That was dangerous. Neil, you keep me calm. Okay. Neil's telling me. Paul, on the other hand.
Oh, Carter and Thibodeau were just racing into the backfield.
Paul, you're going to the other spectrum. You're making me nervous. Paul's like my dad. My dad is the half glass empty Giants fan.
I like Phillips. He's the guy that can really make play. He needs to stay healthy for us. Boy, they're getting really lucky on those punts.
Now what's the flag? Hey, hon. They had a cool play. Yeah, it's on TV. That's Mrs. BBI.
Wilson still in? Wow.
Gotta get the ball to Jalen Hyatt, baby. Moonball Jalen Hyatt time. Let's go.
I'm really surprised. But you know what though? I mean, again, what this team has struggled offensively, and then we struggled against the Jets. We struggled offensively against the Jets in the joint practices. So maybe they want to see more from the front, and maybe they also want Wilson out there. Let's see if Neal's out there. That would be an interesting changeup. And maybe they put in a Bo at left tackle. Though I think if you put Wilson out there, you're probably not risking.
Remember, if that play gets completed and the drive continues, this may be different. So this might be kind of a punishment. Again, that's too strong a word, but if they complete that and they move the ball further down and maybe get in the field goal range or score, their night may be over. Dable might be going. You can't complete that. You're going back out there. So Parcells would have done that. So not calling Dable Parcells. I'm just saying.
Right.
Wait, what? No, you're shitting me.
No, I think that he means you called it. Throw it to 13. Not he threw it.
Oh.
I think.
I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket.
I'm falling behind you guys, so I don't know. I'm watching commercials.
Damn.
Jeremy, that's a good point. The other thought is too, the Giants might not have had a number of series, but a number of plays that they wanted to have Wilson do.
Sure.
First drive, they moved down so fast that they didn't get to do some of that middle of the field stuff. And then the second drive ended, like Eric said, prematurely. If that passes a little bit better, or if Wandell holds on to it, that drive continues.
All right. So let's step back again. So Bo Collins, because we were all happy and all that. Kind of a big deal that he makes that play, right? Or
I would think so.
Or over dramatizing that, but I thought that was first team defense of the Jets.
He was out there with the ones on the first drive, deep in their own territory.
He's got size for a receiver, like you mentioned, and he obviously can get down the field.
Andrew says
Neil's out there.
All right.
Come on, Neil.
We got an Andrew with a Neil and a Neil with a Neil.
Neil with the Neil. Neil better have positive update. Yes. Is he saying yes to Neil on Neil, or is he saying
that sounds like a whole different broadcast.
That's a whole different broadcast.
Neil is playing. Illuminor is still at right tackle, so you've got Neil and Illuminor. I kind of want to see this combo. That's some size on that size.
Wait, we have a Jalen Hyatt thing? Oh, whoa, we're way back. What the hell happened? Did I miss something?
Oh, he made the catch. Okay, don't get hurt. Get back. Don't get hurt. Please don't celebrate.
No, and don't start. Just hand the ball back and do it again.
Don't point first down. Don't do any dancing.
You have a long way to go, young man.
I'll give you something right. That was a good route. That was a good route. He
and they got to respect his speed. You saw the defensive back. You got to respect his speed. Isn't that that was a defensive back that started the fight in the practice too? I think with the Giants, the guy.
Boy, if you want to get up tight man to man, Hyatt needs to prove he can beat that.
Yeah, if he can beat this, get off the line and get whatever run.
All right. Oh, let's focus in on.
I am disappointed that Scattaboo is hurt. I have to admit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a devastating injury for them. I don't think you saw this. He re-aggravated it twice. Dan said he heard it in the spring, heard it early re-aggravated it early in camp, and then aggravated it again a couple of days later. So it's happened 3 times now. So which is
That's not good.
That means again they're gonna. I think he's headed to the first 4 games. I think he's going to be out the first 4 games or so. Is my guess. I would be very careful with that because you do not want him pulling that again. And they can survive with the guys that they got. But I have to admit, I would like to see Scattaboo out there.
So it looks like we're going to end up punting. It sounds like that wasn't a bad pass by Wilson. It wasn't. I don't really have a problem with an overthrow. You got to get that's timing. That's timing, and Hyatt and him really have not had a lot of game stuff together.
Neil on this play.
Okay, now that's more Daniel Jones offense. I don't need you throwing on a 3rd and 6, throwing a 3-yard pass.
I have to rewatch it, but I don't like that throw. I mean, I don't think he had to do that. I didn't see any pressure. Did you?
It seemed like he had decided right away that's where he was going with the ball.
I got to rewatch that. I was watching Neil on that play. Well, that sucks. I want to move the ball again.
So I got to admit, a couple of people posted. I didn't see it. Chapman was in at fullback on the running play, on the first down running play.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's something that I had said before that I could see happening. They're not going to carry a fullback. You do want to have the ability to bring a little bit of size and whatever. And Chapman, if he gives you another reason for him to make the team, and maybe that's what they're looking for is reasons for him to be able to make the team.
That would have been, Ryan, I think he has a value to this team, but that would have been a good spot, I think, to put Turbo in there, given his speed and given how well he did against the Bills. I think Turbo, I would like to see Turbo play with the first team a little bit as a 3rd down back until Scattaboo's ready. And I agree with you. I think I know what they seen Singletary, but I would have liked to have seen somebody else than Singletary catch that pass on that play if that's what they were going to do, which is what they did. But I don't think he needed to rush that throw either. But I have to go back and look at that.
I don't know if Leon's being funny because of the way the Giants used to always say.
Master, because I forgot to check on him.
This is
hard.
I know it is. You're trying to
much credit to the people that do this, like Phil Simms and the professionals, because this is hard to kind of watch this and do this. And we'll get back. It's preseason for us too.
And I'm watching on a phone, which makes the screen is really small.
Are you really watching on a phone?
Well, because I could do it on the bigger screens, but I don't like messing with. I feel comfortable that we haven't had any streaming problems in a very long time, so I don't want to mess with anything. So that's why I'm
going back through comments to see if we missed anything that was.
Because I have this TV. I have 2 more monitors over here, plus this one. I have a plethora of monitors I could be watching.
A plethora.
A plethora. I was going to say a gaggle.
What is that from? A plethora. That's in a movie.
Could be.
No, it is.
No, I agree. I believe you. You know movies.
A plethora of pinatas. It's my movie. It's a plethora of pinatas. It's the 3 Amigos. People are going to start thinking that's like my ultimate. It's not my ultimate. It's just
I have not seen that in forever. That's awesome.
I know. We put it on a few months ago because I was bored out of my mind and it came up in the streaming. So, wait, what are we sipping to every so often? Oh, yes.
Yes. That's awesome.
It's not about us. What are you trying to say? What's the point here? Wait, how are we talking about what's Tarkenron? At first I thought it was Tarkenton. What is Tarkenron? Am I missing something? Lockhart? I missed something.
Spider Lockhart? Eugene Lockhart? But he was a cowboy.
All right. Let's see who's out there now. Well, Andrew Phillips is still out there. I'd like to get him off the field. He was another guy that was dinged up. Is that Chapman still? I can't see the other number. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Come up and stick. Who was that?
There's Alexander. He's out there.
Why is Okereke still on the field?
Yeah, I don't know why some of these guys are still out there. Belton's out there. I understand that. But remember, Newbin's out, so Belton's kind of like the starting safety right now, too. Yeah, Darius Alexander is in there. He's 91.
Boy, he's bigger than I thought. He's standing next to DJ Davidson and Alexander. He's pretty big. Because Davidson's a big dude. There's a gashing running play. I really don't like the fact that Okereke's on the field. I know Carter's out there too, but Okereke, I mean, he's your leader in the middle of the defense. Oh, the gosh darn, there's the bots. All right. I got it. I'll deal with it.
Don't have me go near it. Neil's like, go, stay away. Eric, don't touch it.
Say, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. I didn't do anything. Neil, you have to let me know. Were you able to get back on? Like, we didn't see you yet. And we're not saying that you have to be on every podcast, but we didn't see you. So we were afraid that you couldn't get on our last podcast. I assume you just didn't get on there.
A lot of time incomplete. Who's 35?
That's Art Green.
Okay, he had coverage. Yes, you're right. He had coverage on that. He looked like he was in good position. The pass was nowhere near. Neil had a dinner engagement during a podcast. That is just not.
All right, let me see.
Yeah, that's a bad pass, but Green had good coverage though. Okay, Carter does not need to get back on the field either.
Wouldn't you start pulling people out soon?
Yeah, I mean, because the Jets have already pulled their guys. You know, we're playing.
I don't know how many of their guys they pull. I don't know if they pulled all of them or they're like kind of doing.
You're on your second quarterback. You're clearly changing guys out. I don't think I need my top pass rushing guys going against Martinez at quarterback. I think the Jets have made some changes on their O-line. I just let's start seeing the guys we need to see. We need to know whether they can play, period.
Ryan, I know what you're saying about that. You said he got stoned, but if you notice, that was kind of what happened with the Bills too. Darius Alexander on the replay there got double teamed initially, and then the double team came off of him. So yes, he got stoned, but what I found interesting in both games, again, I'm not saying they're giving them special attention, but some of the stoning that's been going on is he's been getting double teamed on some of those. So if you go back and watch that last play, there were two guys on him. The one guy then came off of him. So I'd be a little bit careful of that. I'm with you. I want to see him blow it up. The good news on Darius is a number of people said he had a really good couple days of practice with specifics. You know, he had a sack here, a sack there. I listed it on the front page, but John Schmelk did a good job of specifically listing when he did well in the one-on-one drills and then also in the team drills. And then was it Art or Dan? Art or Dan mentioned this. I think it was Art Stapleton mentioned that he had a good practice too. So again, it takes time with these defensive linemen too. And Carl Banks, whether you think he's a homer or not, and Bob Papa raised this too, and we know he's a homer. There are a lot of people, and I remember this on the site. Dexter Lawrence is all right, but he's not a first-round draft pick. I remember that conversation. You know, we shouldn't, you know, he wasn't worth the pick. And then a couple of years go by, and he is who he is. So some of this just takes time too.
Donald, to your piece, I saw Corey Black in on two different plays.
Yeah, he's been in there. He was
strong on a run, and he had good coverage on another play.
So they have in the last series before this, I think it was before this series, they brought Art Green and Corey Black in as their corners. So they've kept some defensive starters in there, but they changed out their secondary, it looked like, quite a bit. Except Andrew Phillips was still in there.
Russell Wilson's back out there. And Tracy's out there.
Collins.
Yeah, we're pretty
Hudson's
much
still there. Yeah. I don't think Babel's happy with the way the offense is performing right now.
Well, there we go. Nice run.
How are you ahead of me now? I was ahead of you.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I don't care.
My bad.
Well, they almost got him in the backfield, though.
Let's see. They pulled Neal on that one. Let's see. No, he went straight in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to take a lot from that. Neil walled his guy off like he's supposed to, but the play was the other guy's
Wait, let me
moving.
see this here. Wait a minute. There's replaying it. It was a Luminor's guy that almost blew up that play. It looked like to me.
We're not going to be overly imposing with Dulcich and Johnson block. They're not big time blockers. Ooh, we gave up a big rush there. Nice play by Johnson, though.
How are you ahead of me?
Holy shit. Nice play by Johnson. Wow. Oh, that's Dart.
All right. All right. I'll take that. Man, it'll be something for the Giants if Theo Johnson has a little bit of a breakout year. They really need that.
Did you see how he threw that pass?
No.
Look at the replay when they show it from behind. No, wait, why is Wilson back out there?
No, it's Dart's out there.
Wilson's out there and Chapman's in at fullback.
Maybe because Dart's still not used to taking snaps from under center. We didn't see an injury to Dart, right?
No.
It might be that they don't want to botch.
I don't know if that's true. They went Wilson, Dart, Wilson again. They're rotating guys in and out right now for some reason.
Wow. Okay. I got to start paying attention.
And they once again.
Oh, no. What do you mean, what the fuck? No, don't. No.
I think he means what the fuck about what they're doing.
No.
Well, once again, they put Chapman in at fullback.
Is something bad just happened? Interception? No.
I'm telling you what, Russell better not take too lightly where things are at. Oh, that was that might have been on Bo Collins, though. He might have run the wrong route.
Everyone's ahead of me.
Bo Collins broke to the inside and the pass went outside, deep outside.
That looked like a miscommunication to me.
Yeah.
That's a miscommunication. Somebody, I'm going to guess that's the rookie. That doesn't make me. People are going to think I'm being a homer here. That if you're going to make a mistake, I'd rather see that than that. I think that was a mental mistake. I think that
I agree.
Communication.
I agree with you. I'm not so.
Wait. Let me see the replay.
He definitely broke off the pattern.
Well, the quarterback didn't think he was going. Somebody messed up, and I'm guessing it's the rookie.
But I will say, unless you're trying things on purpose, you had a safety over the top. The only reason he was further away is because Collins broke his route off inside, and the safety went with him. But the ball was he was pretty covered. Like, I'm fine. Take the shot. I don't care. And who knows what would have happened. You got to give Collins a chance to catch the ball.
I have to look at that again, but I thought Darius Alexander was fighting pretty good through the line there. I have to look and see that again.
And that was black on coverage on that one.
Wait a minute. I can't see from this angle. Okay, come on, guys.
See, a part of me thinks, though, with what the Jets are throwing out there right now.
Leon, again, I'm not dishing. I mean, that very much.
I think he's being funny.
Oh, he's being. Oh, okay. There was a if you're old enough to remember the Super Bowl where Neil O'Donnell threw a couple interceptions and made a hero out of the Dallas defensive back.
Larry Brown
later came out that the receivers ran the wrong route on both of those. And it also came out later. Remember the Minnesota game where Eli threw four pick sixes or 3 pick sixes? He threw 4 interceptions, but was it 3? But
against the Vikings?
Yeah.
It was 3 pick sixes.
3 pick sixes that Shockey ran the wrong way on one of those, and some receiver ran the wrong way in another one. Again, sometimes the interceptions you blame on the quarterback and it doesn't come out that the receiver is the one that screwed up.
If you go back,
who was on coverage there? It was
that was Raheem
Lane.
If you go back and watch the 2007 season review or the review video that they had during that Vikings game, Carl Banks is heard saying, He goes, you go from one play from a guy looking like he's really knows what he's doing to a guy who looks like he hasn't seen a coverage, defensive coverage before. And he was talking about
Who's
I'm
talking about
like
who?
Manning. I was
Oh,
like,
Manning.
damn.
Oh.
I'm like, that was pretty bad. But that was a bad game. That and the Washington game was so frustrating that year.
Oh, the Washington game was. I mean, everyone points to the Minnesota game and justifiably, but that Washington game was like, and part of that was the play calling. Why are you throwing the football in that?
It was windy,
And
and we
it was freezing,
and,
there was
and we were shorthanded at receiver, and we threw it
like
51
50.
times.
Yeah, I was gonna
51
say
times.
50 times. Yeah, I have to get back to paying attention because I'm not paying attention, and everybody's reacting to the game, and they're keeping me
So
informed.
Dart is now on the field in the huddle.
Someone mentioned, I didn't pick this up when I even rewatched the game. Some people mentioned that Dart did not take a snap from under center in the last game. I did not pick that up.
I didn't. Yeah, that's a. So now he's in there. The Giants still have their first team O line, minus with Neal, and then it looks like Collins, Wandell, and Hyatt, along with Theo Johnson, are on there, and Singletary's the back.
And I like the comments from people in the comments section. Again, you guys are probably paying more attention than I am. And again, I'm going to rewatch this, but so far the offensive line to me hasn't seemed to be giving up any major. There was one play where I thought Illuminor gave up a pressure, but I haven't seen any major issues.
That was Singletary on first. I think Chat's a little bit ahead of us when they were talking about Turbo, but that was Singletary there. Yeah, I agree, Eric. I don't think I've seen one running play. I think we kind of gave some pressure in, but we
haven't had any disasters, right?
No,
We had Theo Johnson was the one that had the penalty.
And that deep pass to Bo Collins took a long time to get down the field.
Right. I have to go back and watch it. You know who specifically I'm thinking of? It's not even Evan Neal. I'm curious about Hudson at left tackle too, and Schmitz, obviously.
Yeah, it's a little low. That's a back shoulder, but didn't put enough in it. I would like to see Dart sometimes follow through a little bit more. He does tend to rely on his arm for a lot of the strength in the pass.
I like the fact that they are really trying to feed the ball to the rookie, just to get him up to speed. I like the fact that they're throwing a lot to Collins, because if they really are going to put him on the 53, I want him getting as much work as he can get, because he did miss a week.
Dart got tripped up on a run there. I don't think he meant to run. I think it wasn't a design run. He ran from pressure. I don't want to see. Yeah, Hudson. That's a bad play by Hudson. That he should not have allowed his man to get in like that. He was really off.
Yeah, there was a play by. Yeah, you're right. There's a pressure against Hudson. This hasn't been bad, but this hasn't been as positive as the Bills game to me. I don't feel bad, but I don't feel as and I don't think the Jets are obviously in the same category as Buffalo too. Again, we weren't playing Josh Allen.
No,
I
don't know. See, I almost think that it's kind of like that. We've seen it before. Sometimes you have something go so well immediately that it's kind of like, and the intensity level goes away. It's a preseason game. You just threw a 80-yard pass, something we don't normally see. I feel like they just never really got into some kind of a rhythm other than the big play. And so, now you're more just mixing and matching people. So I really want to just see the individual battles, but
Jennifer, believe it or not, they got to practice the punts too. I'm not talking about the punter, but they got to practice the kick coverage and all that, and figure out who's going to be on special. So there's a value on they don't run special teams full speed in camp because people get hurt. So the preseason's great finally get to run special teams plays. So there is a value, believe it or not, to punting and kickoffs and all that in the preseason, because you get to run that stuff at full speed.
I see Baltimore was
We don't like it as fans because we want to score, but
right. I see Baltimore was beating Dallas. Not that it matters, but anytime they lose is okay with me.
huh, ask my wife about that. She hates the Ravens.
More than the Cowboys?
She's not. She's a Giants fan now because of me, but she grew up.
Good point. Good
She
point.
grew up a
Okay.
Chicago Bears fan. That has nothing to do with Baltimore. We went to a preseason Giants Ravens game a long time ago, and she so despised the fans there that she said, "I am never going to root for that team ever." So,
Okay.
we had some drunken idiot in a preseason game. We had a huge group of Giants fans, and it was the middle. It was one of those rare afternoon preseason games. And this idiot in the middle of the day who's drunk off his ass comes up to us and starts screaming at us. It's like, what the hell's this all about? Anyways, the guys were sitting there like, what the F? She's the one who got up and got in his face.
Nice. Way to go, Mrs. BBI. Yeah, it does, it sound like the old guy, get off my lawn kind of thing. But that's the part that does kind of make going to the games now not so much fun. There are some people that go just to get blitzed and just that's their whole point, is to just be just completely inebriated. And it takes a lot of fun.
Football game on a Saturday at like 3:00 in the afternoon.
And it's hard to bring your kids to games like that because you just don't
Yeah.
trust what's going on. But yeah,
I have never and never will go to a game in Philadelphia. I just have no appeal to me whatsoever. I will.
We got lucky that was a really bad pass, but
Neil, we need some of your good mojo here about like a good play, because when John gives me the plays in advance, it's not the same. I need some Neil mojo to give me a thing like, oh my God, interception, the Giants just scored kind of crap.
Can't believe we're already at the 2-minute warning.
We can get a pick here. We can get an interception. Let's see. I'm going to predict a Darius Muasau big play.
Oh,
how's that?
Nice.
Oh my God, Neil just told us there's a commercial. Oh no, Neil.
Wait, did you say commercial?
That I agree with you. That they're just assholes. I don't think I've ever met an Eagle fan other than maybe Mike Garafolo, who was an okay guy. They're all like dicks.
So wait. Did Neil say commercial? There, commercial.
That was funny. Kind of lame, but funny and good. I didn't see that. You surprised me with that. I just remember you told me to check that out, and I forgot to do it. Oh man, who was the model there? Was that?
I have no idea. That came off the site.
Okay,
came off the site. It took me a little while to throw that together, but it was fun. It was kind of like, all right, that was cool.
Cats playing piano. Yeah. Oh, something happened. All right, are they saying nice because of
the commercial?
Or
nice? Yeah, they were being nice because
don't encourage John. What the hell?
What are you talking about? That's us. I put a little effort into that. Son of a bitch.
No, believe it or not, we ordered it. John and I, we have 3 orders from our store. One's from John and one's from me right now. And we're still waiting for it because they have to produce it. So it's one of these deals where they take the order, and so it's not an inventory, and they produce the item and then they ship it. So John's is already shipped. Mine's still in production.
Oh no, actually, I thought it was.
I thought you said yours had shipped.
I thought it did. It's saying it's waiting for the label from the shipper, and it's been saying that now for 2 days. So I'm like, okay, so no, it didn't ship right away. They're making it.
I just know mine's in production, so it's fresh. It's like going to a bakery that has fresh donuts. They're producing your product for you and
I can't wait to show this nice
care.
and warm. I'm going to put it.
Yes.
It's going to be warm. It's going to be warm. Made with love.
I'm seeing highlights now from Dallas and
I'm
Dallas.
watching some Pee-wee kids running around.
What do you think's going to happen to Dallas this year? Oh, wait, we're back to the game. Wait a minute.
You are? I'm still like, okay, there we go.
Art Green, that's a good tackle.
See, now you're ahead of me.
I mean, they got the first down, but it was just a forceful tackle.
That was good pressure by Golston. He just didn't make the play.
Golston's out there.
Yeah, he's 57, correct?
I believe so.
Yes, he had good pressure on that play. He just
So
didn't.
Alexander is still out there.
And Davidson's got to be able to get off the block, but he bull rushes guys right into the backfield, though.
I wish our inside linebackers tackled a little bit better. It's kind of important playing the position.
You're right.
49 is that Chris Board again?
I believe so.
I think so.
Tom Fox is 48, right?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Do I have them in the back, or do I have them backward? No, that's Board. Board's in the middle. Yeah.
31. That is that who the hell is 31? I forget.
That I don't know. D. Williams is 33.
31's Nick Jones. So he's the backup slot.
Every time you say Nick Jones, all I hear is Dick Jones from RoboCop.
Damn! God damn it! This is what I'm worried about with the backup corners. All right, let's see. So let's see who's out there with the corners. So we know Nick Jones is out there. D. Williams, I'm not saying he's out there, but he's 33.
35 is out there.
35 we know is Art Green. What was the player that I was trying to look up before?
31. You were looking
Nick
up
Jones.
before.
Yeah, that was Nick Jones.
Yeah, he kind of. I mean, at the same time too, the quarterback had too much time. Went in an important play. Is that Belton? What the hell is Dane Belton still doing out there?
We don't have a lot of safeties on the roster.
Well, I know.
Raheem Lane and Makari Page and Kevon Wallace is out. So even one of our backup safeties is out, and Newman's out.
Exactly right. That's what I hear every time I hear Nick Jones.
Oh, get that. Damn.
God damn, I'm watching the
I will say this, the
tailgating
defensive line is starting to make a little bit more noise. They're not getting there yet, but they're starting to get closer. And that was 46. That's linebackers I was going to look up before. Chris Board was 49. That was the number I was trying. 46 is Trace Ford.
Durden's on the field.
That was a good play by. So far, I'm not impressed with Chris Board's tackling in both games.
Nice deflection by 46.
Yeah, it was Trace Ford.
Durden's on the field, so 69 is eligible. For those who remember Rich Seibert.
There's Nick Jones. This is the part of the team, the secondary, I'm hoping somebody at corner will just make some noise. This is where I want one of these guys. Oh no. Leon.
Jesus.
Oh, Leon.
For the love of everything holy.
You're saying he's not sexy dexiest. There's Phil. I got Phil on my screen. God damn it. And that is 30. Is that more?
I don't know, man.
See, that's PJ Moore. PJ Moore is not making the team. So some of this is that guy's not making the team. He was the tryout player that they signed at the end, that they signed after the rookie minicamp.
Yeah, you gotta be on that.
I will say this: the Jets quarterback is throwing to the open guy, though, too.
I don't know if I agree with Master and DJ's been horrible. He doesn't get off blocks, but he does bull rush fairly well. But he's
Well,
not
he's not
making plays though. He's
that's not
not
his
make
game. That's not his
yeah.
game either.
He's there to be physical,
Yeah,
but
you
and
gotta. All you're gonna get out of him is a bull rush,
but he
and
did in that play. He did not get. He didn't make any progress.
he's not the guy you want rushing the passer. If they were playing a real game, DJ Davidson is not out on the field in this situation. At least I wouldn't have him out there.
Yeah, what the hell's up with Durden's jersey? He's like he barely. It's like it stops at the bottom
It's
of the.
kind of
shoulder
weird.
pad.
These are not even for the backups. These aren't the pass rushers I would have on the field. This is why I wouldn't take this too.
Too serious at this
I
point.
wouldn't get too down on this because given who's in the secondary, and if you're rushing the passer, I'm not talking about Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau and stuff like that. I'm talking you'd have different guys out there than your because Durden's a nose tackle and so is Davidson.
I got to assume that Belton is getting more time right now just because you need somebody who can
That's what I
direct
think.
where everybody needs to be.
I think that's part of it, and I think part of it is again they've got a couple of safeties out and they were never deep there even when everyone was healthy.
Did you see Nick Sirianni today?
That was a good tackle by Moore.
He iced the Browns kicker right before halftime. I'm like, seriously, come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? What did you mention?
Nick Sirianni iced the Browns kicker.
No, I didn't see that. But I was getting really annoyed with the Bills calling timeouts at the end of the last week's game too. I don't know. Even Dable was getting annoyed with that. They ran an extra play there. If someone had gotten hurt because of numbnuts decided to call a timeout. All right, this game. All right, let's the number one positive so far is this. I don't want to jinx it. Let's wait to the end. Well, this will be the last play. No one got hurt in the first half, right? We didn't see anybody, as far as we know, got hurt.
Correct.
Right?
As far as we know.
And the starters are out. So as far as we know, no one got hurt. Okay. What did I say in the beginning? That's my number one. This is my number one. Number two, the only thing I really got out of this real big positive was the Bo Collins play. That was really cool. And that was, I think, kind of a big deal. But the offense didn't really move the ball other than that play. There were a couple of decent runs, but nothing earth-shattering in offense. Wandell and Wilson messed up on that one play that should have been converted for a first down. Theo Johnson made a nice play. That the Theo Johnson play was nice. Everyone throw out your favorite plays or comments, too, if we're forgetting. You can help us. You guys can help us remember stuff on the offense first. I think overall the offensive line was okay. I don't think we gave up a sack. I think there was the one play with Hudson that you mentioned, John, that wasn't great. The one where Dart had to run.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think the offensive line as a whole did poorly. Again, I'd like to be able to run the ball better.
Do you get a weird
Johnson? I guess that's it on offense.
Do you get a weird feeling or impression that we were clearly just trying to do certain things? You know what I mean? It didn't seem like they didn't run to establish run. They ran at different points, and it was just to run certain plays.
Oh, I don't know that. You may be right. You may be 100% right. I just don't know. That would be me speculating where they wanted to do that. Like when you said earlier, they said, we don't know what they're trying to do on defense. I do know they don't want them to run the football down their throat.
Well, exactly.
I know what you're saying, but I know what you're saying. I thought it was kind of vanilla-ish. You didn't see anything terribly exotic either way. Like, I'll give you an example. Last week, I'm going to say something that'll support what you said. Last week, I think they were clearly working on screens.
Yes.
We have seen very little of that. Even that swing pass to Devin Singletary, that wasn't a screen. That was just a swing pass out. There was no blockers out in front. We just had maybe the best game I've ever seen the Giants run screens in terms of the number. Not the, we've all seen Dave Meggett do his thing back in the day. And Tiki Barber.
That's a long ways. That's a long time.
And Tiki, well, Christ, we haven't been able to run a good.
I know. I agree with you 100%.
All right, so have you noticed they haven't run any screens this week?
Yeah.
So it might be kind of like last week. They were like to support what you're saying. Last week they were running a lot of screens. I think they made a conscious effort in this game to try to get the ball to Bo Collins. There were at least 3 throws in his direction. I don't think we saw Slayton. Slayton wasn't on the field, right? They said
he was dressed, but I don't remember him being
I
on
don't.
for a
As
single
Bo
play.
Collins was out there in the first drive, but Slayton wasn't,
Right.
and Wandell was,
And then
and
Hyatt came right in. I don't remember Slayton being on the
we
field.
got to catch out of Hyatt. I kind of wish we saw more out of him, but I'm not going to pick on him right now. But
I think he's going to still play, don't you?
no, I think he's done.
You think so?
I hope not, but
Because I think if you put Dart back
hope
out there,
not.
if you put Dart back out there, you've got to give him people to throw to. Now, if Dart doesn't play, then I think all bets are off. You can play whoever you want at wide receiver. But if you're going to put Dart out there, you got to give him guys that conceivably are going to make the team to make plays, because you want your rookie quarterback to have the best opportunity to improve. It's hard to improve if you put him out with a bunch of guys who aren't going to make the team.
Right. Now, defensive side of the ball, the first drive, they got him, and they got that 3rd and 8, and the Jets cross him up. And again, I'm not going to make a big deal out of that, but the rest of that drive, they did start to generate some ground game. And then I think the only other kind of downs thing was this last drive was the dinking and dunking and getting back down there in field goal range. But again, we've got a lot of guys out there that are borderline in the secondary are going to make the team. But we did play some people that are going to be out there. Like Bobby Okereke, like you said, was out there late. Dane Belton was out there late. And I think that had to do with directing things for both those players. So maybe that was, they wanted to make sure people were in the right position with that. But they were very, very young. And a lot of the guys that were playing at corner late in this first half are going to be playing in the fourth quarter of this game. So the guys that we were watching are still going to be playing throughout. That shows you how, because Trey Hawkins is out, Deonte Banks is out. They took Flott out right away. So I think that's a case where, like you said, they're looking at people. But I do find it curious that some people were in there a little bit later, like you said. Well, what do you think they're going to do with defensive tackle?
It's interesting.
We know Dexter's going to make it. Who do you think? Would you say Roy Robertson Harris is still the starter next to him?
I would think so. I mean, especially the way they sort of only played him briefly. I think they're really trying to see who they've got.
I just want to, Jerry. He's out because
he knows he's. You got to read all his comments. He's being snarky. So we're aware that he did not play. Yeah, defensive tackle is an interesting one, because once you get past, I want to say 3, but if you include Chapman, once you get past those 4, kind of who really is in the mix. And Chapman, I don't even think is a guarantee, but the Giants keep playing him all over the place. He's in there on defensive tackle. He's been in multiple plays at fullback now. There's a reason they're doing that, and it's either to justify keeping him for him to have multiple positional value, or it's just so that they can see, okay, can we get away with maybe not carrying a blocking tight end, a strictly blocker? There's a reason they're playing him at fullback, and it's not just because they needed to.
Right. I was hoping for more from him because of something Cy brought up, and it's that his win rate as a rookie was one of the highest win rates as a pass rusher, and he got better as the season went along. It's way early. We're only in a preseason and a half game here. We haven't in the regular season, but I just haven't seen anything yet from him that makes me go, wow. Alexander is a different category. He's the rookie. They're on draft pick, but he's still a rookie. I have not seen a lot of wow. So when I've been following, obviously, because I run the website, I've been following what's been going on in the practices. I know which defensive tackles have been making splashy plays. I don't see Chapman's name come up a lot, but he came out in the Bills game pretty early. He was in there in the second quarter. In this game, he was in the first quarter. Like you said, they're playing him at fullback. I just would like to see something more from just him splitting it, just getting a hit on the quarterback. I just haven't seen that yet, or even a tackle for a loss. But he's the one guy Who was the defensive tackle we had last year that they asked Shane Bowen about in Hard Knocks, and then
Ryder
Anderson,
yeah.
And he played he was in the first team all preseason. He was like in the first team, and they ended up cutting him. Remember him?
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't saying they'll do that to Chapman, but I don't think it's a guarantee. Like you said, I don't know if he's guaranteed or spot or not. But I think we need. It would be certainly nice to have another defensive tackle out there that other teams were going, holy hell. Now, when they go pass rush, we know they're going to put Abdul Carter down there. They know we're going to move Chauncey Golston inside. I don't worry about the pass rush. I worry about the run defense. And I think Nunez Roches can be an okay backup nose tackle as long as you're not playing him at 3 technique, which they did last year, and they got nothing out of him.
Yeah.
I know I keep harping this. I kind of wish we still had like Ashawn Robinson here. I just wish we had another big mammoth defensive tackle inside.
So the Giants obviously wanted to take some shots down the field. Yeah, there was a name, I was trying to remember his name the other day. He's a guy that had like a couple. I think he had a carry or a catch in a game, but he also had like a sack in a game way back when we were pretty shitty. And that's hard to say. We've been shitty a lot, but when he was playing, you knew we were in trouble. But they've been taking shots down the field. Clearly, that's what they wanted to do. I'm curious to see, right now in the second half, does Dart come out and play? I assume he does.
I would play him in the second half. I would play him. I'm on record to saying this. I would have played Wilson in the first quarter, and I said I'd play Dart in the second and third quarter. They played Wilson longer than I thought they would.
Oh, because I was going to say, does that surprise you? They played him as much as they did.
Yes.
Yeah,
but I don't think Daboll's happy with the way the offense performed in the first half. I think he was frustrated with the mistakes. There was a mistake not to convert on that third down. There's obviously a miscommunication on the interception. I think it's those things that I think when we hear him after they scored 34 points last week against a very good Bills team, and Daboll was lamenting the mistakes that they made in that game. I can only imagine what he's going to say after this game about the offense. His expectation level is much higher now that Daniel Jones is not the quarterback on this team. I think he played longer because I think he wasn't happy with the efficiency of the offense in the first half. That's my guess. That's what.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm curious to see again. There was a message sent last week, not beating a dead horse, or I'm not talking about what he did in the game.
Right.
Fact of the matter is, they continue to play Tay Banks at a position that they're very thin at, well into the game when they pulled all the other starters.
Right.
They pulled Cordell Flott very early. That's interesting that they did that. Now, Flott made a really good play. He made a good force on a tackle, played a good pass defense against Garrett Wilson. What I want to see in this game, though, is who's the guy that continues to play that obviously is either A, we're trying to see something, or B, we're sending a message. My first thought is Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt needs to stay on the field.
There's no reason not to. Part of me again, I know you shouldn't think this way. But part of me again is he a walking hamstring pull again? That's.
And was that what kept him out?
Well, was that what kept him out? I don't know. Part of me, John, I'm so shell shocked with some of these injuries. Part of me is worried that did Flott leave the game early because he got hurt again?
Oh,
we didn't hear anything, but part of me is kind of like. By the way, has anyone checked Twitter on injuries? I have not heard anything on. While you talk, John, I'm going to check.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Yeah, Jerry, a couple of things. Dayon Walker's an interesting one. I think he went, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he went all the way 4th or 5th round. Something like he went later. I know that. And then Hawkins. Yeah, Hawkins is another guy that every time opportunity is right in front of him, he gets hurt. You know what I mean? Something happens and he gets hurt. And at this point, I don't know that Hawkins would be a short-term IR guy because I just don't think the Giants are going to hold a spot for him. You know what I mean? I don't think Hawkins is a guy they're going to put on short-term IR just so they can bring him off. He just hasn't done enough to say worth carrying him. I think you're going to release him probably with an injury designation, or if he gets healthy enough, they just cut him and hopefully they stash him on the practice squad. I still fully believe, I could be completely wrong, but I believe the Giants are going to sign a vet corner before the season starts. So it's going to be a guy north of 30, 31, 32, 33 years old that they're going to bring in, a veteran corner to play behind the Banks Flock combo or to supplant those guys if they just don't feel comfortable with them.
Here's some thoughts from Connor Hughes about the Giants. Started with a bang. Russell Wilson, even at 36, can still uncork it. That 80-yard pass to Bo Collins was a thing of beauty. The pocket is still what stands out the most to me on that throw. It was perfect. The offense sputtered after that, though. 3 punts and an interception. Wilson checking it down on 3rd and 5 to Singletary was puzzling. Yeah, I didn't like that. You and I talked about it, and I think when I go back, it's going to confirm what I saw. I don't think he had to do that. I think he had time. Why not throw it past the sticks? There he goes. He had time. So he confirmed what I thought. The interception, I'm not so sure was his fault. I don't think it was his fault either.
Yeah, it didn't
Wilson threw to the pylon. Collins ran to the post. Assuming here, but guessing the UDFA messed up on that one. Again, you and I came to the same conclusion on that. The Giants have spent so much time talking up Theo Johnson, starting to see why. Love the catch and run on the pass from Dart on the tight end screen. Shades of Jeremy Shockey. Wow. I'm not sure I go that far, but they used to run that often with him. That you and I brought that up. That was good. I think it's time to bag the Evan Neal guard experiment. Did we see something negative on Evan Neal? I have to be honest. I have not. I have to go back and watch the tape, but I don't remember seeing like something.
I know he didn't like just move people, but I didn't see him get beat. I don't know if that's a great pass per se, but little Jordan Humphrey clearly didn't have his hands.
Came back on?
His hands and his head were not in line there. That looked odd when that ball came to him. That was a weird.
What did I miss?
So first off, Turbo returned the kickoff, and he is the back in there with Dart right now. And then
if I'm ever doing that and rattling on, the game's back on, say, "Shut up, Eric."
Well, I was going to cut you off, but I mean, like you were.
No, say, Eric, the game's back on.
That pass to little Jordan Humphrey, though, I don't know. I'm not saying it was a good pass because it was kind of hard to tell what the play was supposed to be. But little Jordan Humphrey clearly didn't get his hands up correct. Like he just really looked. It was probably one of the most uncoordinated catch attempts that I've seen in a while. That ball just kind of ate him up.
That was a strange play they just ran there.
They're lucky
Gunners, I see up. Gunners in there. Maybe Gunners got a bigger chance to make this team than I thought. I don't know.
The one thing is, there's your screens, bud. There's your screens.
Did we get the first down?
We did. Josh Azudu is in at left tackle. He's a guy to watch. We need to see how he plays.
Forsyth's in that right tackle. So Marcus Poe's not playing at right tackle.
Schlotman's the center, and Neal is still in at guard. Nice pass down the middle.
Not in the game.
Nice pass down the middle. Montreal Washington sighting finally.
When we get to a commercial, there were some other interesting comments from Connor I want to cover too in the first half.
I don't want to make too much of that, but I'm curious in chat what you guys think.
Nice.
That's a pass by Dart we just absolutely would not have seen in the last few years.
That was nice.
Wouldn't have thrown that pass.
Really nice. And that's Montreal, Washington.
Yeah, it's Montreal. Yep.
That was a nice throw.
That was a good catch by you though. That Forsyth's in at tackle and not Bo.
Yeah, why is Bo not in there?
I'm wondering if they just they don't need to see him. Like I know he's a rookie and he's played a ton and he's played both sides of the line. Maybe they want to see if what does Forsyth even have, for this team, or maybe they just don't want to risk putting him out there. It's odd. No, Bo is out there now though, so never mind.
Okay.
He's now in. The question is, where is he playing? Because I thought I saw Azudu at tackle.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
I think Bo's playing left tackle. Where was Azudu? Because he was out there a minute ago.
Oh, Neil, you're making me feel good again. Good. Okay.
Yeah, so he's playing left tackle. So what happened to Azudu, who was out there? Schlotman is the center. Who's the left guard? I wasn't able to see that.
Turbo's adjusting himself.
Well, I think he got cracked. Yeah, so Azudu's playing left guard.
Neil's still out there. Neil is still out there at right guard. So Zudu's at left guard?
He's at left guard.
That's
Bo's
good, though. But that's good. I want him to be the more he does, if he can play guard and tackle, then I feel more confident he has a chance to make.
Wouldn't that also mean to you that they feel very comfortable with Bo being?
Oh God, yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Matter of fact, and I know I've been defending James Hudson, and I think and I still think he's going to be a valuable player for them. I would not surprise me if Bo passes Hudson on the depth chart at some point. And I'm not talking about starting on opening day. I'm not talking about that. Hopefully, Andrew Thomas is a starter on it. We don't know yet, but I think Bo's really impressive. I mean, again, knock on wood that he continues. It's just it's early, but he clearly has the right demeanor. He clearly has the feet and hand usage. He needs to get bigger and stronger. He's never going to be a big, huge guy, but man, give me a guy that knows what he's doing and is effective. He's good at what he does. I mean, his job is to protect the quarterback,
right,
and make holes for the running game.
Oh, Neil's calling something early. Okay, let's see what happens. We just saw a run there. That's definitely not a touchdown.
Wait, then how is Neil so far ahead of us?
Because he's already a full play ahead. We're at the 20-yard line right now, just outside the 20, about 21.
Huh. You guys are great in chat. I love you guys. You guys are great in chat.
Oh, nice play by Dart, right down the middle.
So it's Dulcich?
Dulcich. You know, I'm telling you, you called it a while back, and I kind of downplayed it, but I think you're right. I think Dulcich is making his team. He's had they played him with the first team.
Oh, nice move too. Yeah, I like that. All right, look, he's athletic.
He is. He can catch. He's got good size.
Because Bellinger's being traded. I'm gonna sound like Milton now. He's not playing.
That was a really good. I mean, I know we're playing second teams and stuff. That's a nice fake pitch that got the whole Jets move to the left, to the Giants' right, to their left, and then Dart it opened the lane up in the middle.
Moves like an athlete, doesn't he? The tight end.
Yes.
Doesn't he move like an athlete? He's just he's more fluid than Bellinger. And again, I'm not knocking Bellinger. Don't jump down my throat, guys. I'm a Bellinger fan. But Dulcich just is a little more fluid as a receiving tight end.
I still think Bellinger's the odd man out.
You might be right. You're the one who said that, and you may be right. And the fact that he's not playing tonight, I find a little odd.
Man, Donald, I was thinking the same thing.
Such a big guy.
Yes, Donald, I was thinking the same thing. That fake pitch got everybody moving, and then Dart comes right back and gets the guy down the middle. That's a great. Great is a bit of an exact. That's a great way to use that. That's exactly what you want to do. And Dart just does things so much more in control than what we're used to. Like everything was so goddamn mechanical with Jones. And I don't, again, we don't need to beat the corpse, but it's just different watching a guy who just naturally knows the position versus, it's like the guy who has textbook knowledge and then the guy who actually has actual how to do things knowledge. Dart is the guy with the actual how to do things knowledge.
There were a couple more points that Connor Hughes made and something that you raised too, which is this. I thought Flott had a really nice first half starting opposite of Debo. The DL is also as good as advertised. Brian Burns' Monster Summer is coming through in games too, and Kayvon Thibodeau was very active. I thought Kayvon was active too, and you highlighted that early. Yeah. Again, I got to go rewatch it, but I thought he was pretty active. I actually liked the play where he didn't make the play, but he was very cognizant of the quarterback on the RPO who didn't have the ball, but he wasn't going to get burned. And Jaden Daniels will try to do that to them on opening day. They're going to test them on that. And then he said Roy Robertson Harris has been quiet in practices, but another nice preseason half for him. He might be an unsung signing for the Giants. Very big for this defense if he steps up. So I'll have to go back. And again, last week I did not notice Roy Robertson Harris until after the game, and I rewatched it. Jordan Renan said, man, Roy Robertson Harris is having a good game. So it made me want to go back and rewatch it too. I would watch it anyways. And he was right. So Roy Robertson Harris he didn't play a lot last week, but when he was in there, he was very active in the backfield, both against the run and pass. That's huge. So I think he's my starter next to Dexter. I think Nunez Roches is my backup right now behind Dexter. And the question is does Chapman or Darius Alexander or even Chauncey Golston take most of those other snaps at the 3 technique spot?
Right. I think somebody needs.
Get him.
You're way ahead of me. Somebody needs to get on the phone to Josina Anderson and make sure that she's okay, because Shadur didn't get to play this weekend. Dart threw another touchdown pass. I don't know what she's going to do. She'll have to write a story about Odell Beckham again, I guess.
We just got to be careful of what's posted on social media now. I really like that. I really like that play by Dulcich. He just
the fake pitch. I really like it. Look at it. It gets the Jets. They come up. They're paying attention, and Dulcich is right in behind them.
You know who's actually not done badly in the preseason so far? I don't think he's going to make the team is Schlottman. I haven't seen any major mistakes by him.
You mentioned Hudson, and then I saw someone mention
he's
a sneaky guy.
Yeah,
he was a sneaky guy to watch. So
Duggan. I don't know. Do you know how to say Duggan?
I thought it was Duggan. So
okay, Duggan. Okay, I'm all over the place on that. I tell you, if that was Nick Jones again, Nick Jones does not know how to tackle, but I don't know if that was him. Nick Jones is in there. He's 31.
He's way off coverage. I think 38. That's You can't miss that tackle. If you're going to give
was that 31?
Yeah, I believe so. If you're going to give that much cushion and then you come up and you can't get him.
He had a problem in the first game with that. Oh, come on. Our tackling by these are all guys that are I'm getting like Eric now. I'm like getting pissed off, but then I got to tell myself
you're almost going to put your message up. You're almost going to put your message up. Don't get upset about the guy who's not even going to be there.
Relax.
But some of these guys are playing to make the roster, though. That's the thing. They're not all guys that are just automatically cut.
Yeah. And this is what I was talking about, Jerry. I've gotten upset with it. He made one good play, but he's made 2. But he's not going to make the team. And I've got to tell myself, Eric, he's not going to make the team.
Leon, jets flying like Putin is watching. That's nice.
So Moore's out there. Nick Jones is out there. Have you seen the other corner? It looks like Makari Page is out there, I think, too. I think I saw 38.
I'm shocked. Maybe shocked the wrong word, but I thought I'd see a lot more of Corey Black now that he was actually on the field. Now where's Niels going? We got an interception.
And I think we got our question answered, right? Jalen Hyatt wasn't on the field the last drive, right? I didn't see him.
Quite frankly, I don't think so, but I wasn't paying attention.
Trace Ford almost had him. Get him! Son of a bitch, get him. Oh, did you get it? Did we get that?
Well, you're a whole play ahead of me, so now I'm going to go through. Son of a bitch, get him! Oh, let's go.
No, it ends well for us. You don't want him to get him.
No, it's all good. No, I know. I saw them during interception in the chat room, but I was waiting.
Now, you see, if Dart pulled that off, people would be pissed. I hope I didn't jinx
I'm telling you right now, though, Ford is not necessarily
Jennifer, come on.
Ford is not necessarily the guy that's not going to make this team. Ford, did you see his pass rush? He got right in there.
That's why I was yelling, come on.
Yeah, he got right in there. We don't have a lot of depth behind. I know Eric's like all excited. We're in the third quarter of the second preseason game.
And I'm supposed to still be wearing my sling. My doctor says to wear because I had rotator cuff surgery, and I'm here like pumping my fist and shit. I'm gonna tear my rotator cuff again. I'm fired up. Let's go. That was awesome. Yeah. Well, the other thing too, Richard, is I think we know Fox can get on the practice squad and no one's going to pick him up. That's where he was last year. So I think Fox is your case emergency break glass guy, in case injuries really hit us there. So I think you can get rid of him and probably Trace Ford too. I don't know if anyone's picking up, but I agree with you. If you're going to keep one of the two, I would keep Ford over Fox. And Fox has been here for a few years, and
Would
he's
you
really hit his butt.
would you say you're okay with, happy with, or somewhat disappointed
Oh,
with?
wait a minute. Oh, Neil, you have no idea.
Yeah,
You have
probably
no
not.
idea. You have no effing idea. I am not fun to watch a game with. Anyway, sorry. That's
Okay.
why I don't go Philadelphia. I
Okay. So wait, go back. I want to go back to this.
all right, sorry.
Are you
Sorry.
okay with, you actually like, or you're disappointed in what Chris Board has shown so far with the team, as far as his ability? Because we know he's special teams, but he supposedly is a really good linebacker, but he's been out of position. It
I
hasn't
have
really.
not liked what I've seen so far with him without focusing excessively on him. I just noticed that the play that you and I had the argument over about Deonte Banks, I was more upset with Chris Board. He missed the tackle. I don't. It's funny. I think he's had like 65 special teams tackles in the last few years, which is an absurd number. It's
Right.
65 tackles is insane. If you get like 8 special teams tackles in a season, that's fantastic. And so he's had like 65 in his career or something, which is insane. You'd think that somebody who's so good at tackling on special teams, but so far I haven't been impressed with his tackling on defense. He doesn't look very forceful. And I thought there was a play earlier. He made the tackle. He just didn't look very forceful in making it. I like linebackers that come up and
I
when
want
you tackle they hit you and you go down.
Yep, I agree.
Wait a minute. Oh shit. I don't see that play. Fedoni's the one guy that I think you can get vertical. I'm not sure I'm running screens to him though.
Yeah, but I'll say,
Jennifer, I'm getting the sense
but
you want Jackson Dart to be the quarterback based on your comments.
but I'll say this on
right.
that play. They had it set up perfectly. One of the linemen missed his block.
Yeah.
Because he had it right there. I mean, I agree with you. Fedoni's not exactly the quick twitch guy.
He's not quick. That. Yeah. I like him vertical down the seam. I wouldn't be running like screens with him.
Gunner with a nice catch.
Yeah, Gunner with a nice catch.
But yeah, I still think Fedoni's making this team. I just think they won't.
Oh, there's Juice Wells sighting. A Juice Wells sighting. Not a big play, but
he's still got time to squeeze his way on this roster. Yeah, thank you. That was bad.
Yes, he did. They were together, and some big plays down in Old Miss. There he is again, but that's not going anywhere. This is where I get the sense, John, like they were moving the ball, throwing down the field, and now they're like dinking and dunking when they don't need to. I wonder, like you said earlier, are they working on something here with Dart? Because I like the down the field throws better than this dinking and dunking with him. So maybe they're trying to get him to work on all of this.
Wouldn't you like to see a little bit more of him coming up under center, though?
Well, yeah, I don't think
I want to see some. I want to see some
up
work
the field,
that way.
There you go.
And I noticed that Hyatt's not out there, so they have moved on to the deeper group here, which I'm a little surprised at, considering how little he's played. But Miller just gives you that little burst that the other backs don't.
Yeah, I think I put Scadaboo on some sort of injury list and keep Turbo, and part of that says I don't want Scadaboo getting hurt. I mean, re-injuring that again. You know, I don't think I keep Humphrey. I know he's a big body. I could see him making it, but if you're playing Philadelphia, is little Jordan Humphrey getting open against Philadelphia defensive backs? I don't know if he's doing that.
Well, would you say, based on the way that the receiving group is put together, they have a couple of guys that seem to be the bigger guys that they want to, and he's behind Bo Collins. Like his way to make the roster is ahead of Bo Collins. I don't think you keep both of them. They're too similar of body types and players. So I think Bo Collins has got. Yeah, I agree with you. Plus, let's be honest. I mean, is he going to be in that much demand? If he is,
well, is he another guy that you can put older guys on the practice squad now?
There we go. But get down. Do not take fucking hits in the middle of the field, dude.
No, we got to score. It's the Jets. Score.
No, but I don't want Dart taking the hit in the middle of the field. Get down. I don't want you taking shots on the knee or anything else. Get down. That was Neil.
There. Yeah, Jerry, I would, like I've already said it a number of times. Just don't know what they're going to do with Jalen. I mean, what do they really think about Jalen? I was hoping he'd play more tonight. They've got one practice next week. They got a walkthrough and they got a practice next week. Then the last preseason game, and then it's going to be cut down day.
That was a nice run by Miller.
Yes, it was.
That was good vision. He just took
Yes,
it right.
was.
Nice.
That was a nice play by him.
So Forsythe and Neal are still on the right side. Schlotman is still at
Gunner
center.
is making. I don't remember Gunner last preseason. Well, I guess he wasn't here last when did we get Gunner during the year? It was during the year, right? No, he was on IR all last year. It was the year before.
Yeah, because we had him. We picked him up the year.
We picked him up during the middle of the year. I don't ever remember him being this active catching the ball.
He did have some games like this, and he was former Steeler.
It's
correct?
Juice again. What?
He was a former Steeler. He had some games.
Steelers. Did he get in?
I don't know. You guys are.
Oh man, our UDFAs are just coming up just short.
That's a nice play. Nice play by the receiver too. Oh, come on. You give it to him. Come on. Oh, that's too bad. You know what I'd like to see right here? And I know it does. Oh, never mind. It's already happened, so forget it. God damn it. I hated the fact that you guys already see it ahead of time. I was kind of thinking, let's get Chapman in and have him
Wait, he didn't score, did he?
No, he got that. He was down on the one. So Dart apparently is going to run it in.
Now this, on the other hand, this is the downside to him. He's not a big physical guy.
Yep. I'll also say on that play, it looked really kind of discombobulated. Like they didn't seem in sync at the snap, so it was a little off. But yeah, he needs to power that guy into the end zone. But good play by the DB. That was a good tackle.
How are we feeling, guys?
Darts
pretty good, huh? 21-6, right? Is that where we're at right now? We're 21-6, right?
It will, yeah, assuming we get the extra point.
This is good. Now, do you bring Dart back out, or is this his night?
I think
this is his night, right?
Yeah, I think at this point, because the Jets are playing so many, and we've already gone to so deep at wide receiver, they're really, I don't know that you're going to gain a lot of, because right now the Jets are playing guys who are clearly not going to make the team. So what do you learn from that for him? And why risk it? Why risk it?
All right, guys and gals, I should say, guys and gals. Who's your six wide receivers? Give me your six. Obviously, Malik and Slayton and Wandell. Let's make it easy. You don't have to tell me Malik. You don't need to tell me Malik. You don't need to tell me Neighbors, and Neighbors, Wandell, and Slayton. Tell me who your next three wide receivers are. Everyone in chat, if you want to. Bo, right? Bo.
Well, no. Let's see what they say.
Yeah.
Let's see what
I don't want
to.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Because I'm curious what you're going to say. I think you and I probably have the next two. It's the third one that I'm curious where we go with it.
I'm going to weigh in unless no one says.
Well, Kevin's saying Wells Jr. has to be there. I don't know that he has to be there. Now, could he? He has a rapport with Dart. There is that, but I think
he goes practice squad. I think Wells is on the practice squad.
I don't think the demand for him, if he's cut, is going to be there. He was an undrafted free agent. There's going to be, hundreds of those guys at Cuttown that are going to be all out there.
There's a bold prediction. This is a bold prediction.
That's interesting.
That's a bold prediction. And you'd have Washington replacing Amir Marset. That's a bold prediction. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I like the boldness here. And I could see this. But if you
do that, Master, who is your returner?
It's Washington. Washington's your returner, and
Turnbull,
you're talking punt return. Are you talking punt returns, or are you talking kick returns?
Well, I mean, I guess you could do both because he does both.
So on the Giants' unofficial depth chart right now, in terms of returners,
see, I don't want to F around with returns. That's always been our problem. We end up putting somebody back there that just we never went with the specific, this guy returns kicks until we got Gunner, and that settled it down. But before that, they threw out Eric Gray. Remember when they threw a Dory Jackson back there, and he just effed up stuff left and right. I don't want anybody other than an actual kick returner being the kick returner.
They have Montreal Washington listed both as kick and punt returner, as well as Amir Smith-Marset. I'm just saying, I think that's a very ballsy prediction that I could see coming through. I could see that. I mean, I know, I will say this. Cy thinks higher. Cy believes, I think he has a higher, holds in higher esteem Montreal Washington than many of us fans. I was surprised by his very positive comments on him in his game review. So he had a really good play in that Bills game, and he had a play that he, there's debatable whether he should caught it or not. It was similar to the debate we were having earlier tonight.
So if Wan'Dale got hurt, would Montreal be the slot guy?
Yeah, he's the slot receiver.
Yeah.
And and I think that's the argument for him, is that Washington is a better slot receiver than Smith-Marset. So I think
yeah, but Ryan, I agree with you, but Dwayne Harris was a long time ago. I'm talking about the Dayball regime. Really hasn't.
Wouldn't it be nice to have Dwayne Harris back?
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. But in terms of both kick and punt return, he's in both.
Give me Dominic Hickson. Hell, give me Willie Ponder.
Willie Ponder. I missed the first play, so I didn't see that. Wait a minute. I need to pay attention again. Oh, nice blitz. Oh, did he catch that? No.
Ooh, nice hit on the quarterback.
Did you see who came in on the blitz? I missed it. It was a corner blitz. It's Nick Jones.
It's Dick Jones.
It's Dick Jones.
Dick Jones. That's going to stick with it if he makes the team somehow, that Dick Jones thing is going to stick there.
So who do we have? We have Trace Ford's out there. We have is that Tamon? No, I don't think that's Tamon Fox. I can't see.
So I'm looking at the corners.
Nick Jones is still the slot corner.
35 is in. I really want to see more Corey Black.
That was a big play from Makari.
Nice rush.
That was a big play from Makari Page on the interception. Because, again, there's a spot open for a backup safety on this team. Chad Morton. Chad Morton had one of the slowest punt returns. He scored on it. But do you remember that punt? It was against the Cardinals. And
a long time
I think
ago,
he had a kick. Didn't he have 2 scores in that game? I think he had didn't he have 2 punt? Maybe not.
We didn't return. We've never returned 2 kicks in a game for a touchdown. Leon Bright. One thing about Leon Bright, you knew he was never going to call a fair catch.
He never did.
Oh my God! And Leonard Thompson absolutely destroyed him. Got a penalty for it, but man, that was a ugly play.
Who do you think comes out now? Do you think it's Jameis or?
I think you have to go Jameis at this point.
Or do you think they go just to DeVito and Jameis doesn't come out, or do you think they stick with Dart?
Dart, I think, is done. You're not going to risk him.
It would be a nice high note to end it with 2 touchdowns, right?
Yeah,
Dart had 2 touchdowns on 2 drives. But again, you kind of want to get him to get the work too. So I said originally second and third quarter with him, but we're so close to the end of the third quarter.
What's interesting, and we were talking about who makes the team, who doesn't make the team, that kind of thing. And Matt in Syracuse, Big Blue VCR on X, showed the Giants-Jets preseason game of '86, where Mark Collins returns a kick for a touchdown. And Phil McConkey commented back to that and said, and I got released 2 days later because of that. Keep in mind, though, the Giants then had to trade with Green Bay, right. X number of weeks into the season to bring McConkey back to be the kick returner. So I think Smith-Marset is pretty much guaranteed to make the team as the returner for sure. I don't know how much he's going to play on offense. So then it comes down to, where do you slot guys? Do you want guys who are different? I think Bo Collins has made the team. I think, would you agree that Bo Collins has probably made the team?
He's playing first team, and then he makes a play like that tonight, and they're trying to throw him the ball. Yes, I think he's made the team.
I think Jalen Hyatt is the one that's in trouble. He just hasn't done enough. But the one advantage for him over the other guys, he's been on the team. He knows the playbook.
So is Gabe Davis.
Well,
That's
he hasn't been on the
saying.
team yet.
And look,
He has to
I'm
be
the
able to
one
play,
who's
though.
defended. I'm the one who's defended Jalen. My big question is has Jalen? Look, let's be honest. Jalen has not had the summer we hoped he would have.
Right.
And part of that, or big part of that, has been the fact that he hasn't been available. And Jesus, do you go into the season with him on the roster with him doing so little? I mean, there was a really funny post this week that said, will he break his record last year of 9 catches? And, it was tongue in cheek, but he had 9 catches all of last year and he played 30% of the snaps. That's absurd.
What did he have? What did he have his rookie year? Do you remember number of catches? Not many more.
It was more,
like
I think,
20, maybe 20 something.
More.
23 maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. If
I'd like
anybody
to go back
knows,
and watch that misconnection that Wilson and him had. Remember that other sideline throw that was incomplete? I need to look at that play again.
Oh, we got a botched snap to start this with Winston. Looks like the play might have got a false start on the Giants. Schlotman is still the center. Terry's in at tight end. They switched the camera before you could see the rest of the guys.
That was ugly.
Jameis Schrodinger.
All right, because this game's going to get a little sloppy here.
Hold on. This is quality. That's pretty funny. It's both a touchdown and an interception.
You gotta say that the story of the game tonight is Jackson Dart, right?
I would think so. You would also have to say that I think Bo Collins cemented his place on the team.
Okay.
I think
Jackson Dart got really, really good. I mean, I expected more hiccups from him than we've seen. Again, I got to go back and look at it, and I'm sure there's going to be things that we're going to be like, oh, he missed something. But I thought the one. I don't know if I'm rooting here. I get the sense when Jackson Dart's on the field, I feel a sense of calmness. I feel like the moment's not too big for him. I don't get the sense he's a rookie. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, he feels comfortable in the offense. It's not like he's hurrying things and it's frenetic.
It's not the game. It doesn't look like he's mentally struggling out there, even though he should be still, which bodes extremely well, I think, for his future, because I just feel like he's not getting rattled. He's not getting nervous. I mean, like, look at Jameis right here. And again, I'm not picking on Jameis, but Jameis has been in this league forever. Jackson looked better than this. You know what I mean? And I know Jameis is playing with, again, reserves, but so was Jackson. I don't know. Maybe I'm making too much of it, but I thought Jackson looked accurate, poised, and just calming. Oh, that's a nice play. Is that Terry guy?
Yes, Terry. I could see him on the practice squad. He's got a lot of physical gifts. He's not ready to play in the NFL, but
who, Jackson?
No, Terry. No, Terry. I'm just. You and I had this conversation. We I don't want to say we debated it, but I'm really having a hard time seeing how you can't have Dart as the number 2.
No, it's this Kubis is in too. Yeah, well, yeah, and you've talked about it. The question is what was that in? Oh, I thought it was picked off. The question is what I keep bringing up is, and maybe it's not, do you want to throw Dart to the wolves too soon? And
I think they do.
What is too soon? And what is too soon? Is too soon the first quarter of the schedule, the first half of the schedule, the first 3 quarters? I will say this. I don't think I sit him the whole year.
Well, here's a better question, right? If you're Daboll, if Wilson were to be injured in a game, who are you actually really going to feel more comfortable with? Jameis of 50-50, depending on which way it goes, or the guy that you drafted for a reason? I think he's and what they've seen.
Oh no, yeah,
That's a nice play. Wow, Dalen Combre. Whoa, there you go.
Wait. How are you ahead of me?
Dude, I don't know how this keeps going back and forth. But
I don't either. Wait, did I miss something?
Winston just scrambled around.
Holy
That's
crap!
another thing.
Yeah, wow.
That is a hell of a throw. I think Dart's the two.
Isn't Seamus funny? You either get shit or you get like
Now,
stuff like that.
Dalen Combre is a guy that I think he's going to end up on a practice squad. I can't imagine they're going to keep him on the roster.
I'm sorry, all these guys are better than Daniel Jones. All of these quarterbacks
Oh,
are better than Daniel Jones.
Yes.
I'm sorry. If there's any Daniel Jones fans out there still, I'm sorry. I apologize. But wait. No. Just get down.
And this is what I'm talking about. And then you get the other half of it. But
I was worried
he
he was going to force it there too.
I don't want Jameis Winston running around. Like
just get down. Just get down. Yeah, that was a smart thing to do. I did not want him.
I am not a DJ fan. Stop that. God damn it, Paul.
He got 2 jerseys.
I bought him in 2019. And by the way, I bought him before the season even started.
Just not going to let you go on that one.
Oh. I
think Combre's to the practice squad.
Yeah,
I
would think so too.
I would agree with that.
I don't miss the draft generally for anything, but I actually listened to the draft that night on my way to go see Avengers Endgame. So that's when I saw the Jones draft in the car, and I'm like, "You got to be kidding me!" At 6, I'm like, well, "Okay."
Wait a minute, I got to see this. Timeout? Did you call timeout?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's finish this drive with either a field goal or a touchdown, and I'll feel pretty darn good about this. Again, for those, we are assuming we have not had any
injuries or anything,
issues, right?
Yeah. Right, correct.
I'm trying to check again real quick.
Incomplete.
I still don't understand how you and I keep going back and forth on who's ahead. Well, they're trying to get the ball to Wells. That's like the 4th pass they've thrown to him in this game. 2 completed and 2 incompletions.
Honestly, if Winston kind of just let him a little bit more, could have given him more room to try to make that play. It's easy to say from here, but he kind of threw it where the coverage was, and Wells was kind of breaking open at the end. But Kubis playing this late after Neal played for quite a bit.
Neal's clearly ahead of Kubis.
Well, and I'm not just saying that, but and Azudu playing guard, which he had not been doing.
Right.
I think that's a bad sign for Kubis.
I'm hoping Kubis can make it to the practice squad, that somebody won't pick him up. That's what I'm hoping at this point. And in a way, I kind of want them to start hiding him a little bit. I don't. Look, he's either going to develop into a decent player or he's not. And at this point, I'm almost kind of trying to hide him a little bit because the teams are so desperate. So I would, if they think Azudu is going to make the team, and I think there's a good chance he will, Neal makes the team, I would play them more at this point. And not in this game. I'm talking about like even next week.
Sure.
Because some of these guys you kind of want to start hiding a little. You know what I mean? And I expect who is to play next week, but almost you kind of want them to like fail just enough that no one goes, "Oh, look at this guy." I mean, and Brian Hudson might be ahead of him.
There will be a lot of and again, then if Van Roten is the starting guard, it kind of forces you to have another real center as the backup if you can. If you have a different guard, then Van Roten can be the backup center, backup guard, and then your third center is really another guard who could also play center, not necessarily a purely center. But if you have Van Roten as the starter, you kind of almost have to have a guy who's more center than guard as the backup. The flexibility that Van Roten brings if he doesn't start is huge. But I don't think Neal's done enough to say he's beaten out Van Roten at guard.
Yeah. Again, who do you want out there when the fans are going crazy on opening day in Washington and you're down 3 and you're trying to drive for the game-winning score at the end of the game. Do you want Neil out there when the fans are going nuts and and they're going to run stunts and all that stuff? That's kind of what in the back of my head. And that's why I was talking earlier about maybe they'll start a platoon system a little bit, like pick their moments that develop Neil. I had somebody on Twitter say, wouldn't you resign Neil now while he's cheap to a 3-year contract? I don't know why Neil would do that. Number one, if Neil doesn't feel like he has a future here, and he may want to go someplace else. It's tough. It's, let's be honest. I want it to work out for Neil and the Giants, but I just wonder if it's run its course. And people get hurt. We'll see. If Van Roten goes down or Runyon goes down, Neil will come off the bench and he could be a hero. And then maybe he's backed in like with Philadelphia, and we're like, oh, well, we got to re-sign him. But remember what I told you like a month or two ago, and I was like, that you're almost a little worried to re-signing him to a big contract at that point, because then you're like, does he go back to the old Neil at that point?
Right.
So we'll cross that bridge if we ever come to it.
And I think there is absolutely no advantage for Evan Neal to sign a contract right now. Like the cards are. No. I mean, if he makes the Giants, everything's in his favor to just wait till the end of the year.
Right.
Because it's all going to be based on his play. So if he does it now, the Giants are going to smartly would lowball him as a guard. They're not going to pay him as a tackle. They're going to pay him as a guard, and he's not going to be paid top level guard money. Right. For him, there's really no reason. If he doesn't make the Giants, then he's free to go anywhere. We believe he'll make the team. No point in signing a contract if you're not playing right now. I'd rather go and then pick where I want to go and get a better shot somewhere else if I'm Neil. So I don't think there's any way they're going to. And the Giants are on the hook for his deal this year because they've already declined the 5th-year option. So there's really no benefit for him to do it. The Giants would love it, to lowball him. But then again, do they want to? Do they want to tie a couple of years into a guy they don't even know? Do they really want him on the team now? You have no idea. We know one thing. Of all the players on our offensive line, he is the most physically imposing guy that we could have, especially at guard. The problem is he just hasn't been on the field enough to even see it. And when he has, it's been at tackle, and his weaknesses and his injuries have shown up.
Yeah, we'll find out. And again, people get hurt. He may get his chance, but I just have a feeling it's going to be him. I still think my big takeaway from tonight is Jackson Dart. And I'm not saying he should start. I'm just saying I'm feeling a lot better about that trade up right now.
Oh, sure.
You're right.
I think we've got the guy we want.
Mean anything. You can't judge him really until 3-4 years from now, but he looks pretty darn good. And I mean, this is second game in a row, and he looked very composed. And the offensive line has been all right. And you brought this up before too, but sometimes you have to wonder, is the quarterback make the offensive line look better sometimes too?
Helps, right?
It helps. Again, we saw jailbreaks with Daniel that weren't his fault. So there were some games where it was like, oh my God, it didn't matter if Dan Fouts was back there or Dan Marino. But
defense is also, when you don't fear it, you're okay with risking that one throw in 20. You'll just come after him like crazy. With Dart or Wilson, you got to be careful. If you come after him and you don't make it right through, they're going to burn you.
Mm-hmm. So Alexander is still out there. Let's see who else. So Trace Ford's out there. I got Alexander. Why are they focusing on? Did I miss something? Or they're just talking about him? Kamon Fox.
So you asked the question, wide receivers. We'll go to the other group that's kind of tied to that. If the Giants are going to go with, do you think they'll go with 3 or 4 tight ends? And then if so, who are your 3 or 4 tight ends?
Right? They got to carry.
I think you have to. I mean, especially since we're only going to, our backs are kind of limited. Receivers, you're probably only going 6.
I'd be kind of disappointed if Dulcich is let go. But maybe remember, sometimes you overvalue your own players. Whoa, what is Dabo pissed off about? I missed something. Anyone in chat? I missed it. Can anyone tell me why Dabo's like losing his shit?
Somebody just gave up big open lane in the middle there. I don't know what that deal was, but
oh, get him. What were we talking about? Tight ends. So I still have that thing in the back of my head where last year Cy was saying you guys are overrating Turbo Miller. They can put him on the practice squad. No one's going to pick him up. So I always have to be a little bit careful that you think your guys are better. So are we overrating Dulcich? I don't know, but
I think Dulcich is a little bit different, though, right? He's a proven. He's been in the NFL. He's played in actual NFL games. He's had production, minus when
but
he got
he's
injured.
also been cut too. He's also been cut by another team. So
True.
But I like his athletic ability, and like that touchdown he had. To me, he looks smoother than Bellinger on that. But Bellinger, I would trust more blocking. Question is what is the makeup of the room that they want? Do they really want Chris Manhertz on this roster? Some Giants fans think, why the hell is Chris Manhertz on this roster? Other Giants fans are like, you got to have Chris Manhertz on this roster. What does Brian Dable believe? I think you said this, that he values Chris Manhertz. Didn't you say that in the last?
I think he has ties to the Bills organization that the Bills always carried that one blocking tight end. They still have one guy like that now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to see that maybe I think it's he or Bellinger. One of those guys is not going to be here. I don't think Bellinger's tied to the other guys. I think it's Manhertz and Bellinger are the guy. One of them stays, one of them goes. And to me, it's then Dulcich and Fedoni make the team.
I don't know what they're going to do. Oh, we got a spammer. I'm going to let you do that.
I got it.
Ooh, that's the one. That's the one where I'm completely at a loss. People go, Eric, what do you think they're going to do at tight end? I have no idea. I know Theo Johnson's the starter. That's why. And I would think Thomas Fedoni makes the team. I think. I would think they wouldn't want to risk him. I don't think they would want to risk him. Man, I don't like. I know there's a bunch of schlubs out there, but I don't like. And I know we're winning, and I just would like not them to drive the field here. All right, let's see what's going on. I would like to see the Giants.
Nice. Good pressure.
I was going to say get a sack, but I don't know if you got a pressure or a sack. You just said something.
That was Ford got a nice pressure.
You're still ahead of me. Offensive line. We largely hit it, but we know who our starters probably are. We have to assume Evan Neal is going to make it. I think we're all starting to think Josh Azudu is going to make it. That's 7.
Is that your surprise of the camp?
Bo is 8. What?
Is that your,
yeah.
That'd be a surprise, right? I mean,
right. And I think it's actually a good sign he was playing guard tonight too. I think that was a good sign. The versatility that they trust him to play that. Bo playing left tackle tonight was a big positive, obviously, and they're not going to cut him, obviously.
That's a good point, by the way, about Manhertz. With better offensive tackle play, do you necessarily need that singular blocking tight end?
Who am I forgetting on the offensive line here? Let me pull up the line. So we got Bo, Neal, James Hudson. Is Andrew Thomas active? Is Andrew Thomas back on opening day?
That's a good question.
That affects who's on this team. If Andrew Thomas is back, then this becomes a little more difficult. If he's not back, then this becomes a little easier to predict who the linemen are going to be on the original 53.
Do you think they'll activate him this week? Not to play him, but just so he starts getting reps with the.
I hope so. I don't know. Who knows what's going on with him? I don't know. Was this the plan all along, or is this dragged out longer than they thought? So
that is a darn good question. They act like everything's going the way they thought, but I'm not so sure that that's true.
Do they score here? Are you ahead of me?
I'm second goal right now. Chapman's back on the field. I think that's interesting that
Where do you see him?
I just saw him a minute ago in the huddle,
90,
94.
I got to get my chart out again.
Chapman's 94.
99's out there, which is Jordan Riley.
He's really gone down, way down the road.
Yeah, I think Jordan Riley's time has run out.
Boy, they got lucky. That was a really bad. Oh, that's a great catch. That was a really bad. Man, he got hurt too. I think he landed on the ball. That was a really bad snap.
Oh, wide open.
Oh, Page is way out of position. Yeah, he definitely landed on the ball. Huh. Well, stupid to notice, but
we have officially reached the part of the preseason where only the diehards are left watching this game.
Actually, we get quite a few still watching.
I know we have watched, and I've run this site for so many years. I've been to so many of these preseason games where the Giants have been up like this, and somehow the other team comes back and wins in the fourth quarter with their third team or fourth team guys, and then everybody forgets what happened that was positive in the second or third quarter, and it's like you have to remind them that everybody on the field right now is not. But like you said, there are some people out there, like Chapman's out there right now. Oh, they're going for 2.
Yeah, they did not get it. It could have. Green was beaten, but I find it interesting that Chapman was back out there.
Yeah, I do too.
Considering how early he played in the game.
Yeah, I do too. I have not really understood their rotation on the defensive line this preseason. We saw Durden play really early last week. This week it was Chapman was out there first instead of Roy Robertson Harris, I think, right? When we were looking for Roy Robertson Harris at one point. And obviously he played because Connor Hughes mentioned how he was impressed with them. But I think we saw Chapman very early in the first quarter, didn't we?
Yes.
And so you caught that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he's out there. And the previous week, it was Corey Durden. And Alexander this week has played a lot. And Ryan pointed that out. He was back in there. So it's very interesting how they've kind of – there doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason to their defensive tackles right now, other than maybe, again, like you talked about, maybe they're trying to look at certain players in certain situations. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a pecking order right now. They seem to be randomly coming out, whereas the other positions, it seems to be making more sense. You know, when the defensive backs left, the next guys came out, and they've stayed out there. Whereas the defensive tackles, it's like Chapman was in there in the first quarter, but now we're in the fourth quarter right now. Chapman's back in the game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay.
Especially in a game like this,
No. This is the wait, sorry. This is the stuff that Kevin, and I've loved a lot of your comments. This is the kind of stuff that drives me nuts. There is no fourth team on the 53-man roster, and there's very few third team on the 53-man roster. So, and again, if our fourth team and third team stink, what does that say about the Jets since we're winning 12 points? This is the kind of stuff in the past that has driven me nuts about fans is you're talking about guys that aren't going to be on anybody's roster right now. So please don't get.
And a lot of time too, keep in mind, right? Like the guys that are on the field right now together, collectively as a group, even in practice, probably haven't all played together. They've had mixes and matches and different guys and whatever. You've got a bunch of guys out there who all don't necessarily know the plays in and out. That's why before, when Belton was still on, I thought maybe the only reason he was still on the field is they needed somebody to direct traffic because you've got a bunch of young guys who don't know what to do. In this case, I don't worry about too much. You know what used to bother me in the past was when we didn't see a huge drop-off from early in a preseason game to later in a preseason game, and we started to play better, and we're like, oh, that's great. I started to go, well, maybe it's because our talent level is not that good, that it wasn't a huge drop-off.
Yeah, and Kevin, let me put it this way too. Say the Jets do something miraculous here and win this game. Say they score 2 more touchdowns. Their fourth team guys beat our fourth team guys. Who do you feel better about in this game still coming out of this game? Right now, to me, the story of this game is Jackson Dart, and I feel really positive about this game, and the fact that I don't like the fact that we weren't as strong against the run as we were the week before. Hopefully they'll work on that. Again, Dexter's not playing this week. Tyler Nubin wasn't in there this week. So you'd feel better right now. If you're a Jets fan, I don't think you're very happy right now. I think if you went on the Jets Big Green Interactive, you would feel you'd feel pretty bad right now. It'd be a bad night in their pin thread right now about, we look terrible. We can't throw the football, that kind of thing. So
I think it's more like Little Green Apathetic,
Little
but that's a
Green,
whole
yeah,
different channel.
yes.
That was nice. How do you think, and again, if in your opinion, because you can't say for sure, like, what is Jameis Winston thinking playing late in the fourth quarter of a preseason game with a bunch of guys who probably aren't even going to be on the team other than maybe
He's such a strange dude, though. I saw somebody talk about him this week, and they said he just loves football. They say, and I hope so, because that'd be great. Because a normal veteran, John, they'd be pissed. A normal guy would be pissed. That's been in the league this long, the first player taken overall. I think he'd be kind of
it's a good point.
At this point. I think Jameis is having a ball.
Well, I wonder, maybe what did the Giants tell him when they signed him, right? Like, maybe the reason he's a 2-year contract is because you're going to back up the guy that we're bringing in, and if he's not ready to go, you might have to play. Who knows? But
Yeah.
it's interesting. But clearly, Dart. I mean, unless they switch gears very quickly, Dart's the backup. They've been pushing it all along.
Neil, that was a bad drop by him. It looks like you said he got another first down, but again, I think he's practice squad bound. But those are the kinds of plays you want him making. Zach Pascal, I think, is toast. Again, he's a guy.
Yeah. He's another veteran, kind of like when we brought in Allen Robinson, and then he didn't make the team, and just we have them, and they're just not there. That was a bad snap, but Winston pulled it on the ground.
I was going to say, you and I should pay attention to who's playing offensive line right now.
I think Kubis might be at center. I need to see that again. I'm not entirely sure, but
I wish Neil would be able to, like, text me during games and be ahead of it and just keep me calm. Because reading his updates is just great. It's just like, and then I get to relax.
Yeah, see that. I see. Thank you, Andrew. Kubis is at center. So
which is a good sign for him too.
That previous snap was low. That was better, and he did a good job picking up his man in the middle. That's kind of I get it, but Jesus.
But see what I mean, John? So say you like Kubis and he had a bad snap, you almost kind of want him to not be too versatile and good and sharp right now.
Sure,
keep him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Somebody you almost want to be somebody say, "Well, he wasn't too sharp on the center exchanges." So we were thinking about maybe looking at him, but we're not going to.
Kubis might be our Chris Bober. There's a name from the past.
It would be nice to get a touchdown here and just put this thing away. Of course, we're down to 6.5 minutes here. Of course, Neil is probably the game's over for Neil. Neil, who won?
Jeez. Neil's like they're lining up to kick off for the game against the Patriots.
No.
That's not good. That was the best of a bad play. Is there? Let's see. Stinney's in there. Bo's still at left tackle.
It's interesting. Stinney's in this late too.
Yeah, that actually doesn't bode well for him. I don't think.
So Zudu, let's give him credit. The Zudu seems to be coming out of nowhere here.
There's a penalty. Yeah, I think so. You got Bo at tackle. I think Stinny's playing left guard. Kubis is at center.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you offer Gabe Davis a contract, or do you go with Hyatt, or do you go not Hyatt and keep somebody else on this roster, or
I don't
do
go
you wait
Hyatt.
or do you wait until the last preseason game?
Yeah, I don't go Hyatt. I think he's gone. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him enough. Gabe Davis, the problem with Gabe Davis is he's still not healthy. So I don't want to go that route right now. I'd rather wait. And if someone else gets him, they get him. And I wait for the waiver wire because there's going to be a number of decent receivers. But I think they're going to keep somebody from the group that they have. I think they're Hyatt's may make the team because he was drafted by them, but I don't think they're thrilled with him. I think honestly he's gone, and I think they keep somebody from this group. But I think Bo Collins has made this team, and then it comes down to does Montreal Washington make the team? Do they feel comfortable with Smith Marset? Jameis ran one in. There you go.
I think that's kind of wimpy though. Run a quarterback sneak in the fourth quarter with your. I would have. I know if you're trying to win the game, you do that. I would have worked on.
Well, I mean, if you're Jameis Winston too, you're like, I don't. Come on.
I don't want to do this.
It's a preseason game. What do I care?
Well, it was brought up earlier, and I apologize. Who asked in the chat about when's the last time the Giants have scored more than 30 points in a preseason game back to back? That would be a great trivia question.
It's been a while.
Was it Donald? Whoops.
Kicking
I
game
got to
has
be
been.
careful where I'm clicking because I don't want to delete anybody. By the way, what are these stars next to the thing when we click on these stars? I hit a star earlier.
It'll give you options.
Oh,
the star thing. It'll star it. It can stay up. So one is already starred for some reason. I don't know.
that was me.
The super chat ones automatically light up differently, and they go up to the top. And then you could star those to keep them there, and that's so everybody can see them longer.
Yeah. All right. Am I making too much out of Dart?
I don't think so.
Right?
I think you wanted to see him play a lot, but you also weren't completely sold that they should have traded up and whatever. And I think he's done everything that you would have wanted him to do, and he's done it in game one. It was against a lot of first line players and certainly second team players. Did it again with second team players here. I think he has done everything you want him to do.
Dear God, is this accurate? Wait a minute. Were those his stats tonight? Holy shit. I know some of them were short throws, but damn.
Yeah, but that one throw that I'm trying to think back. Was it Turbo Miller? The one where he drops back and he drops his arm to just throw it around the on-rushing guy. That's a pass, again, not to beat a dead horse, but that's a pass. No. Well, even Eli wouldn't have made that pass. No. Eli's not making that pass. Daniel Jones definitely wasn't making that pass. That's a play that we just haven't had a chance. Yeah, we're not putting him in can yet.
Oh, you are my father. I swear to God. It could be like you could win like $1 million tomorrow and you're going to complain about the taxes. No, I'm not putting him in. I'm just saying this was a really good night. This is a really good night for him. This would have been better if he was 4 of 12 and 8 interceptions. Could you imagine if you threw 8 interceptions in a game? Could you imagine the meltdown? Has that even ever been done in a preseason? No, it couldn't have.
I don't think you would leave a guy in long enough to do it. I mean,
yeah. We did play. Remember, we played Heath Schuler and he had 5 interceptions in the game. I do remember, or is it 6? We played Heath Schuler. Their number one, the Redskins' number one draft pick quarterback, who was a disaster, and we had like 5 or 6 interceptions against him in one game.
We did that against, I believe, Troy Aikman threw 5 one time.
5, really?
I believe so.
Wait a minute.
Way back when. Weren't we wearing the red jerseys too? We were wearing the red jerseys too, I think. And he threw 5 interceptions in that game.
I was thinking it was. I didn't think it was the red jerseys. I think it was in October of 2000, wasn't it?
Paul says it's in 2000. Paul, I want to ask, why is your icon Brett Favre? Okay, so not red jerseys, but it was Aikman. It was 2000. So yeah,
and it was in the Meadowlands, right?
Yes, it was at home. It was at home.
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you why I know. Well, it'll make me look bad. I was on my honeymoon, and we had just gotten into the hotel room, and the game was on, and the first thing I said is, "I got to check the score." We had just gotten into the Caribbean, and we got into the hotel room, and I said, "I'm only going to check the score."
The score. It wasn't the same thing. We weren't on any kind of like, it wasn't like a wedding or an anniversary, but we were on vacation in Rome on the draft when we took Thibodeau and Neal, and of course it's in the middle of the night there when the draft's happening. So here I am watching the draft. I had to go into the bathroom that we had just to not to wake up my wife so I could watch the draft on my phone.
Wait, was I correct about Schuler about the? Yeah, oh yeah, you're just listing the quarterbacks. Yeah, they've gone through kind of a. Boy, RG3 would look like he was going to be the real deal, and then he got that injury. I was afraid of that. So, but now they look like they got the real deal with Jaden Daniels now. That's going to be a real interesting opener. I think the Giants have a chance to win their first two games.
I'll be at both.
I think they have a chance. And I think if they're going to have a decent season, they've almost got to win those first two games. That's why playing the starters in the preseason, I think, should help them. So we still have 5 minutes left. I thought we're still not, we should probably pay attention. We're not even paying attention.
I'm looking at both, but yes.
Who's in the game though? I'd be curious.
Durden's at tackle.
So Deontay Johnson, middle linebacker still. I know he's been in there a while.
Who's 96?
It's 48. 96 is.
I pride myself on knowing
Jeremiah Ledbetter, which is not a good sign for him.
We're deep. Yeah, no.
Who is 48?
Is that Fox?
Oh, it's AJ Cloyd. We're down to the bottom of the ground. Oh, nice play though. Who was that?
That's Cloyd. Cloyd, who basically lives off playing the Jets. Last time they played the Jets, everybody was like,
"These guys." I've always wondered. I always wonder, like these guys that aren't even on the 90-man rosters, and they're just called up like in August at the last minute because somebody got hurt, like Cloyd, and you're almost like, "What were you doing? Were you working at another job? Were you sitting on your couch? Did you stay in shape?" I always wondered, like these guys in August that they just call up at the last minute, what their backstory is.
Oh, thanks, Paul. I was wondering. I was just curious on why you picked Favre, but that's cool. Man,
this is a fun game. This is a fun game.
Hey, that's my boy watching from work. Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
It was kind of
his middle name is
in the first quarter, except the Bo Collins play. It was not bad. It wasn't sloppy, but you wanted the Giants to be playing better than they were. They were still winning. But once Jackson got in the game, it really picked up. So,
my son, who probably shouldn't say he's watching it while working, but about to head off to college for engineering. So, good for him.
Why do I have the Cardinals game on my TV right now? What just happened? Did you guys lose the Giants game?
I'm watching the Giants feed. You're on NFL Network. I'm watching the actual Giants feed.
Maybe that's what happened. Okay. I hope I don't have to exit out again. 31-12. You know how pathetic it is that this team couldn't score like in the last 2 years? We averaged 15 points a game the last 2 years.
It's embarrassing is what it is. So I'll throw this to chat. We brought it up in the last broadcast, and I went against what Eric had said was brought up because I had something else in mind. My wife told me afterwards that she's okay if we go ahead and do this. So if you want us to stream on Thursday, I will be away, but it'll give me a chance to try to stream it via my laptop. You're not going to
do that when you're at
it's fine. That's not until the next couple of days.
We'll talk about this offline.
I'm leaving it as a chat. I'm not going to let Eric decide for me because it's okay. But I want to try it with the laptop. It'll be late at night. It'll be good. It'll give me a distraction.
Maybe I don't want to do it. Maybe
You wanted to do it the other day.
I'm a complicated guy.
You are.
Cy reached out to me the other night and asked to come on our show, and I said, "You're invited to come on anytime you want." And then his schedule got tight. So he's had an open invite. I know he's been in chat the last 2 times we have done podcasts. So not tonight, but he was there. He was there last time we were here, and the time before that, he was actually making comments in chat. Love to have him on anytime. We'd love to have him come on for the and John and I have a roster discussion show. I think we should have a roster breakdown show. Who gets cut, who doesn't get cut, who should stay. Oh yeah, we do this. We've had guests on all the time. We've had Phil Sims on. We've had Cy on.
No, I think he means in place of me, which I'm not taking personally a lot.
No, I don't think he's saying that. I think can he come on with us? He was on with the draft. He would just drop in with us, which was great. So John and I we didn't do the last day. We did all the first day. We did all the second day. We did not do right. We didn't do day 3. We did not do day 3.
We did not do day 3.
And Cy kept jumping on with us, which was fantastic. And so it was funny because what made it, oh, wait.
Those are the stats.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
That's Bly. Oh, that was a great throw. Was that DeVito?
Yeah, DeVito's in the game.
That was an awesome throw. They're still all right. Let's put on.
Nice. Didn't we have all 4 quarterbacks either threw or scored touchdowns last weekend?
Yeah, they all
so
scored.
You have a chance for all 4 quarterbacks to be part of scores in this game. Although I guess Wilson, he handed off on his, so maybe not. But still, they all led scoring drives.
So Kevin, if you're going to, let's say you're correct and I'm wrong, okay, about your comment about the 3rd, 4th string players, are we feeling better now too? I mean, this is cool. This is great. I feel good. Again, if I'm going to be
not this one though.
Was it intercepted?
Neil said it's bad.
I'm not upset. Did that bounce off him?
Take a shot. Take a shot. You know what, though? That was not a bad try. He could have thrown it a little further out, but he put it on the receiver. That was Montreal Washington, though, who was in the game late, by the way. Something to pay attention to. Yeah, it's short. It's short. He hit the linebacker. He needed to throw it out further. But keep in mind, too, the receiver's tiny.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to throw it over the top to get him. But
did I jinx it? I jinxed it.
You did on that one a little bit.
I jinxed it.
That's okay.
At this point, I just want the game over at this point. I'm content. Right now, I would like to get the game over.
Wouldn't you say, though, that's not the greatest sign for Montreal Washington to be back in the game playing this late?
I would tend to agree. But I also think why he has a shot is I have more confidence in Montreal as a receiver than I do Smith-Marset. We heard a lot of noise early in camp that Smith-Marset was improving as a receiver. I don't think we saw it, and I don't think we've heard a lot from him in camp. So,
right.
But you're correct. He's playing awfully late in this game. That being said, there have been some players that have been out here too. Chapman. I mean, does Chapman make this team? I don't know.
Yeah, that.
You asked me after the first quarter, I would have said, yeah, he's out there now, and he's in the first quarter, and he's playing fullback, but then he's also in the 4th quarter. So maybe we're reading too much into this. Maybe this is more. I don't know, John. I don't know.
So Paul asked a good question. Who doesn't play on Thursday? From a quarterback standpoint, I can't imagine Wilson plays against the Patriots. There's not really isn't. You're not gaining.
I would not play the starters on Thursday.
Would you play Dart then?
Yes.
Okay.
I would play him in the first quarter. I would play again because Dart's not my starting quarterback. If he was my starting quarterback, I would. I know Dable loves him. I know that, but to me, the more Dart gets the mistakes out of his system now, the better. So there's a chance. I think you're going to be more positive on predicting the record on this team than I'm going to be. Is that fair to say that you're going to probably think this team's? I'm teasing it a little bit. You're going to think that you don't think this Giants are going to have a disastrous record, right?
Correct.
Okay. If you're correct, if you're correct, we won't see Dart for a while. So in my mind, I would play Dart now because I don't want Dart. I want Dart getting practice at some point. So once the season starts, he's going to be the scout team quarterback. He needs the work. So, and I haven't seen anything on our offensive line that suggests to me we're putting him more at risk than. It's not like the offensive lines we've had in the past where our second team offensive line is so awful that the guy can't even function back there. So I would play him.
If he doesn't play, if Winston starts that game, is he the 3?
Well, do you think there's a real good chance that he's going not to be the third quarterback on opening day, right?
I think Dart's the number 2. I think he already won. I think he won the job. He was 14 to 16.
That's not the prevailing, and you might be 100% right. I'm not disagreeing with you, but the prevailing opinion among the experts right now, and I've been watching a lot of them, is that Jameis will be the number 2 quarterback. So you like Master Mariner are going out on a limb, which I give you credit for being bold. But you're saying he's going to be if something happens to Winston, he's going to be the number 2 quarterback.
There are a lot of people calling for him to be the starter already. Outside of the organization, media people saying he should be the starter already. I don't think you can do that, but I think he's done too much, and he's been part of the second team too much. It's not like he and Winston have been kind of splitting second team reps. It has been decidedly Jackson Dart's deal.
And I brought that up too repeatedly. But the question is what I've said earlier, is you played him a lot because you want to get him developed. You want to develop him. You don't need to develop one. The question is do the Giants feel comfortable enough not to throw him to the wolves, so to speak, and wreck him? That's again, I'm throwing out the typical talking points. You can throw a quarterback. Again, this is not me talking. You throw out Jackson Dart. He played in this Lane Kiffin offense, and if you throw him out there too early behind that horrible Giants offensive line, you're going to wreck him and ruin him. That's the narrative these other guys have been saying. What I'm hearing from you, which may be correct, is he provides your best chance to win even over Jameis Winston at this point.
Yes. I'll change the question this way to you.
Wait, before we get to this, there's no way I see the Giants not carrying 3 quarterbacks, right?
No, after what they've had the last few years, you can't risk it. If you cut one of those other guys, they're getting picked up.
Richard, they've carried 2 before, but I think they carry 3. I mean, there's some people who think they might carry 4. I don't think that's going to.
You have to carry 3. If you
don't have to.
No, you absolutely you do, because if you cut Winston, he's automatically being picked up somewhere else.
Right.
You sign him to a 2-year deal. You can't cut him.
You have to put and he got just cut. You'd have to put Tim Boyle back on the practice squad.
But what I'm saying is you can't. You signed him for 2 years. You literally would have just given up all the money you paid for him for absolutely no reason, just to go, here you go.
Correct. And I think they also, in the back of their mind, think that Jameis might be the backup next year.
That's what I'm thinking. See, one thing to keep in mind, Paul, and I understand your question back to me, so I'll answer the question.
I'm listening, John. I'm just watching the game.
Yeah, no, you're good. Why did they sign him then, right?
Oh, get him.
Keep in mind, they signed Winston before they signed Wilson. So I think that was a game with Wilson. They weren't even sure they were definitely getting Wilson. They signed Winston, but I think 2 years, part of it is to control him, to control if they might be able to deal him if they need to. But I think he's all along, they're thinking he's the backup. Russell Wilson's never going to be the backup. So I
Neil's
think
saying the game's already over.
I still got 27 seconds. I think Jackson Dart. So what I was going to say back to you, Eric, is knowing Jameis Winston, not only the fact that he has a number of years in the league, but just how wildly inconsistent he is. Does it make sense that you don't play him even a little bit with the 1s and 2s in a game and then just go, he's automatically the backup when you've been playing your number one, your first round draft pick, and he's been doing well with those guys, and you continue to put Winston later? I don't know how you can go into the season and go, here, Jackson, you're here, and now here's Winston.
It's only because what I've said a bunch of times. It's only because you don't want to throw them the wolves.
I think they want to.
Devil's advocate here. The conventional wisdom is what I just said. What you're saying is, which is very possible. A lot of people are not saying what you're saying. That doesn't mean you're wrong, and you may be 100% correct. I'm just telling you. When you turn on ESPN, you turn on Fox Sports, when you turn on any of these guys on YouTube that have like they're like Jackson Dart videos and stuff like that, they all say, even they say there's a few people out there that say Dart should start the season.
Right, there is that.
But most people are so when you say what is the rationale, I'm telling you, the only other rationale is you don't want to throw Dart to the wolves.
But everything you've done. So, and again,
you're asking me a question, and I'm telling you that's
no. I'm with you. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing your point being wrong. What I'm saying is, though, what the Giants are doing flies in the face of that thinking, though, and that's where it gets a little weird. You've given him so much time, and you haven't given Winston that time. To expect that Winston is
because Dart's the future. If they had not if we'd gone in to this training camp and Dart had gotten the snaps that Winston had got, that would have been a major fuck up. That would have been horrible. Because look, Wilson, even if let's say Wilson has a miracle season and we get to the playoffs and we even win a playoff game, okay? Dart's still the future. You do not want to go into the training camp next year with Dart having only had the number of throws Winston had. So they handled it right. I was afraid, and we talked about the last time, I was afraid they would do it by the book. Winston's the veteran, and he's the guy that should get the most of the snaps, and Dart needs to earn his reps. To their credit, from OTAs on, they said, you know what? Fuck that. We're going to give Dart the snaps. Dart's going to get the snaps. And they did that, and that was the right thing. I think, John, you might be onto something. I'm not arguing against you.
Oh, no, I know.
When you say, why would you do that? I'm just saying the reason why you don't put Dart in there, the argument would be, is because, you know what? He's coming along great. We love his potential. But we think right now it might not be great to throw him against this team. That's the only thing.
Potty mouth. No, so to be clear, a couple of shows ago, I said the very same thing that you said. I still think that they would probably go. The problem is Jackson Dart has shown me, and I just get the feeling that Daboll loves him so much.
He does.
Do you think in some ways that he kind of wishes he could just play him?
Yes.
Just play him right now?
Yes.
So do I.
I think and I don't think it's just the video that you keep talking about in the offseason.
Which is funny.
Which is funny. There was somebody tweeted out or wrote something this week. They said, you should watch Daboll and Dart interact with each other. It's like this bromance, and when they're standing on the sidelines in practice, it's not just he's talking to them, but they're fist bumping and they're doing all this stuff. I think he loves them. So, which is a really good sign. And which is why I've said since they drafted him, that if you fire Daboll at this point now, it doesn't make any sense to me because you allowed Daboll to pick the quarterback. So why would you fire him at this point? So I pray to God this works out for the Giants and they don't have a bad, really, really atrocious season, because if you fire Daboll after he picked the quarterback, that would be a disaster to me, because then you've got to limit your coaching search to those coaches who want to have Dart as their quarterback. And there might be some coaches out there who say, I don't want Dart as my quarterback.
So do you foresee this Dart quarterback, Dart Wilson relationship more in line with Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes, or Kurt Warner, Eli Manning?
In terms of what, when he comes in and plays?
So the way it was
I
handled.
don't think they'll bench. I've made the Eli comparison before in terms of they'll make the switch, but I don't think they'll do a thing where they'll switch when there's a winning record.
Which they did that year.
They did that year. The Giants were 5-4 when they went from Eli Warner to Eli. I think if the Giants have a winning record, they stick with Wilson, and it would be very ballsy for them to make the switch at that. Does history repeat itself? I don't know, but that would be pretty ballsy. If we're 5-4, do you think they're switching to? And Wilson's playing well. Do you think they're making?
Well, that's the caveat, right? You could be 5-4 because you have an amazing defense, but if your offense is struggling, could I see it happening? Yes. I think this is why I think Jackson Dart's played better than I was expecting. So I'll say that. I didn't expect him to be. I thought he would have to adjust a little bit more, and he seems to have it.
But remember, they haven't thrown the book at him yet either.
No, I agree.
He's not seeing coverages. They're not, they're not disguising things. They're not doing all
that. But
at
the same time, the Giants aren't doing that to the defense either. The Giants aren't playing schemes at it. You know what I mean? So you're playing what they do. But what you said was very important earlier is he doesn't look overwhelmed.
Right.
He has changed plays. That play to the touchdown pass to little Jordan Humphrey. He makes the tap on his leg, letting him know you're going deep, right? I'm going to you. I'm letting you know. That's a veteran move for a guy in his first game. It's a veteran move. I think they could, if they had a winning record, I think they could make the switch. If the Giants are 5-4, but their offense is struggling, but their defense is really playing lights out, I could see them making a switch. I think Jackson Dart is Daboll's guy, and Daboll wanted a reason to be able to at least have him play more than what you would think, and I think he's done that. Jameis Winston becomes a tradable commodity to us if somebody needs somebody. It might not be now. It could be a few weeks into the season, as long as Tommy DeVito makes it to the practice squad.
Right.
That's your problem, though. If you cut DeVito and he gets picked up, now you're kind of weak in a position if you get rid of a guy. But I think Jackson Dart's going to play sooner than I originally thought. And I do think the Giants are going to have a winning record with it.
Well, we'll spend another time on that show. On that note, I got to go because I got to update the website, and my wife, I got to spend some time with my wife. So
like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Well, you did.
Yeah, we will do this again soon. And I'll be updating the site, guys, with the post-game stuff and game story and the highlights and all that stuff. I'll probably do it a little bit later. I'm going to spend some time with the wife, but I'll do it soon. And then tomorrow will be a big day in terms of all of us breaking down and analyzing. All of us will be on the site going what we liked, what we didn't like, that kind of thing. And which is great because every one of you has a set of eyes, and you may go back and watch something and pick up something that we didn't see. And we'll try to get Cy on, and Cy's review will be out soon because we have a game on Thursday. So expect Cy's game review up soon. And Cy does want to come on and cover a game that we've watched. So he may, I don't know what his schedule is, but if John and I have a show soon, like tomorrow or the next day, maybe Cy will come on. I'm not promising it because I haven't talked to him, but I know Cy's interested in coming on.
Awesome. This will not be up on Spotify. I'm not putting the game up on Spotify. It stays on YouTube. So I appreciate it. Again, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you again real soon.
Go Giants. Woo!